Live.
We're live.
What it do?
What up, what up, what up?
Is. Check out my head penis.
That's how we're starting the show tonight. Hell yeah.
Yes.
I think we're just going to bullshit tonight, aren't we?
Yeah, it's kind of a pissing in the wind episode. I mean, we do have a couple things I want to talk about. Conowingo's getting good. I love throwing glide baits. You guys know that. We're gonna talk about a little bit of smallmouth candy, and that's really kind of all that we have like
I got some
lined
candy
up
for some
to talk
smallmouths.
about. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna talk about it? You gonna give up the beans?
Probably would get us banned.
Uh-oh.
Oh. I like it. Tell us.
That's my wiener.
Cool.
Just dangle it. Just dangle it over the
It's
boat.
my wiener.
Oh.
It's a different. I'm going for a different kind of smallmouth.
Yep. Oh my god, we're children.
Yeah, that makes me need a beer. Actually, can I get one of those?
So while Chad's getting a beer, if we have anybody on yet, we have two guys. Hit that like and share. Let's get some more people in here and let's
Hit
do
that
this
like
thing.
and share for me. Do me a big favor. Do me a big banana flipping favor and smack the old like and the share button as we're waiting for some people to get up in here. Yeah. So
for every new viewer, Chad will show his banana.
Oh dear.
yes.
Oh god.
What's up, Zach? Thanks for joining my
Hey,
brother.
Zach.
It's I felt like this was appropriate. It's almost Halloween, and I think next Friday's show will be the day after Halloween.
It will be, yeah.
Oh, is it
So-
really? Wow.
Might as well wear the nanner suit.
Yeah.
Nana's out.
Nanners. We like nanners. So we got a couple of cool things I want to talk about tonight. And the first thing, there's a few. We have an unboxing we're going to do tonight, kind of not planned.
I already unboxed it.
Paul unboxed it. I unboxed it when I got it in the mail. But
Paul
we're
saw
gonna,
the box and was like, I'm not waiting.
right.
I love the open up box.
So we're gonna do that. We got some stuff to talk about with the marine industry too. BRP has officially sold all of their marine companies with the exception of Sea-Doo and I think Polaris. And Polaris is more of like a side-by-side thing anyway. Is up for sale.
Snowmobiles too.
BRP is done. Like we're gonna talk about what that means for if you were out there running in Evinrude, Johnson. What's that mean for parts? What do you guys think about that whole thing? So we're going to get into all of it.
That means it's time to repower.
Yeah, probably. I'm going to post this to Reddit and then I'm going to get off my phone here because I don't like being on my phone.
It's Yamaha time.
Cool.
I really wish Tony was putting a Yamaha on the bullet.
So I would say
I
I
really wish you were doing that as well. I'm not gonna lie.
But you got a hell of a deal on that motor. So.
Yes, absolutely.
I got a ridiculous
and
deal.
it's going to be real fast. Real fast.
There's only a handful of 250 horsepower motors out there that are faster than that XB. There's two strokes, not talking four strokes, right? But there's really not many. I mean, it's two strokes, it's the Pro Max and the Super Mag are up there. The 2.5, but I don't know that the 2.5 came in at 250. I thought it was a 225, so I'm not really sure. And again, we're talking stock, right? A lot of guys that had those Pro Maxes or the 2.5s or the Bridgeport 2.4s were building them. So that's about as fast as I can get. The biggest thing,
Right, and you don't want to modify the motor anyway because you want to keep it.
I want to fish tournaments. Right.
You don't need it to go any faster. I don't think you're going to have the balls to hold it wide open and go full speed anyways.
I think you doubt the size of Tony's balls.
So I'll do it, but only if it's not stupid.
No, I don't doubt the size of Tony's balls, but I know that Tony has more common sense.
That's yet to be determined.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I've seen Tony do some stupid stuff. We were just talking about him doing stupid stuff.
Yeah, but okay, like
What I do stupid? Well, yeah.
Running
What
his
did
wind
I do?
rocks.
breaking off
Oh, yeah.
lures on rocks and thinking they're 5-pound bass is a little bit different.
He was running his boat
Rock
through a
fight.
foot and a half of rocks.
Hey, what's up, Matt? Thanks for joining, brother.
Rocks don't move. Once you know where they are. they
Matt's
don't
been
move.
putting out some cool videos
But
recently. He's
water
been going
level
out doing
changes.
some fishing. I think that's
awesome.
pretty interesting.
I have not seen any of those come across.
Yes. Out on a fiberglass unit, too.
Really?
Yes, sir.
I like it.
Fancy.
I like it.
So I guess we'll get into this as some folks trickle in and join us. But so the BRP escapade, right? So it's kind of been an interesting year or an interesting couple years, right? So we had obviously Evinrude went out of business back in I guess it was 2020 when Evinrude went out of business. So Evinrude's been gone now for a couple years. BRP, who was the parent company, said they were still going to keep the parts and they were still going to make the parts, and you were still going to be able to get your parts because there were guys out there that bought a G2 in 2020 with a 10-year warranty. I mean, that they still have 5 years almost, or more than 5 years on the warranty for those motors. So the guys out there that are still having them, they're probably going to keep running them, or they're just going to cut their losses. So you have that aspect of it.
So what are we down to now in the industry as far like motor wise? If they're done, you have Yamaha, Mercury,
Suzuki, Honda.
But Honda's dialing it back quite a bit. I've heard too. Honda's really slowing down on their outputs.
Because I mean, Honda's never really been
Honda's
somebody that bass fishermen have looked upon.
So yeah, for bass fishermen, however, Honda's the #1 selling outboard in the world.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well,
we're talking shore fishermen.
By a lot.
Are we talking small?
Overall.
Are we talking small horsepowers?
Well, that's where a lot of their market share
but
is.
Around here, all you see is You see most Mercury around here, for sure. Now, I feel like that has to do because of the dealerships that are around the area.
That has a lot to do with it.
Yeah. So, but I know Honda, at least for the bass, well, not for the bass, but for like the bigger horsepowers, like those 150 and above, 200 and above, they're kind of scaling that back. It's a little bit harder to get them.
Yamaha really owns that market.
Yamaha owns the market. I mean, obviously Mercury's huge, but let's not pretend like Mercury hasn't had some issues recently too. I mean, we've all seen the videos that Andy and Team Marina put out. Like, there's been layoffs at Mercury. You know, there's been quality control issues at Mercury. Motors are breaking off of boats for reasons that they should not be breaking off of boats. So there's some things happening at Mercury that are eyebrow raising. I mean, like everyone that has a new 4-stroke's running a leash. That wasn't a thing until the 4-strokes came out.
I mean, the 4-strokes are also faster and more powerful now, and lighter than ever.
I don't think so, actually. Really. I think it's about the same.
The 4-strokes are heavier. They're heavier than the 2-strokes, and they're, at 250 horsepower is 250 horsepower.
Right.
You know, you're not getting much more speed out of a 4-stroke than you are. You're getting a lot more fuel economy, but you're not getting
over the years. I feel like they've definitely done things to lighten up 4-stroke engines.
They have.
They're getting lighter for sure, but
yeah.
I mean,
there's still a little like a 250 Merc Pro XS 2-stroke and a 4-stroke, V8 Merc. The V8 Merc weighs about 200 pounds more.
So a lot of these guys that are repowering older boats are having issues because that extra weight on the transom is either too much for the transom that may not be in the best shape because it's old, or they end up having to beef the transom before they even put the motor on there. There's definitely some interesting stuff, but we're talking like some very specific like one-off cases of like guys running a really light boat that isn't really built to hold whatever they're trying to put on there or whatever. So for the most part, like if you have a heavy Ranger, you can put a 4-stroke on the back of your Ranger pretty much regardless of the year and be fine, unless it's a 300 series.
Well, if it's one of those ones that have the built-in setback.
Oh, the 400 series. Those were
the ones that have the slope, the slope in the back. Yeah. Those transoms like to go
250, 225 Opti is 505 pounds. That's the 4-stroke.
That's the 2-stroke.
That's the 2-stroke.
Yep.
No, the 4-stroke's like.
Hey, thanks for that, Jake. Appreciate it, brother.
I want to say that.
Thanks for joining.
I want to say this 4-stroke is like 600, something like that.
Is it? Yeah.
I could probably look it up.
It's definitely. I know they're a little heavier, so it's a consideration for sure. But yeah, so. But anyway, so now we're in a situation where BRP, the parent company who was saying that we're going to continue to cover Evinrude owners and Evinrude warranties and blah, 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 is no longer doing their thing. Now, in the press release, they said that they were going to still cover it. Would you have something about weight?
Yeah, it's not. I thought it was significantly more. It's 527 pounds for 250 for 254 stroke.
Okay.
So it's
not too bad.
25 pounds. That's 25 pounds.
So like that 25 pounds for me, in my opinion. Now, granted, I haven't run near as many boats as you guys have had 2-strokes and 4-strokes, but the new 4-strokes, as you're running a new show 250 now, and you went from your Yamaha was a 2-stroke, right?
Yes.
So there is a performance difference.
Well, I mean. Yes and no.
I feel like you get with that 4-stroke just has a lot more pickup, but maybe doesn't have quite the same top end.
I would say opposite. More torque with a 2-stroke.
Really?
Which is weird because you would
think about bikes. What has more torque in a dirt bike? 2-stroke or 4-stroke?
A 4-stroke.
Yeah, but
2-strokes generally.
Yeah, he's right because you got to remember when we're talking comparing a 2-stroke and a 4-stroke dirt bike, you have double the displacement of a comparable 4-stroke to a 2-stroke. Right, a 125 2-strokes racing a 250 4-stroke, it's literally double the displacement. So that's why you say a 4-stroke has more torque, but a 125 2-stroke versus a 125 4-stroke is not even in the same neighborhood.
4-strokes and 2-strokes pull differently through the power band.
Correct.
Yeah, for sure.
Completely different through the power
Yeah,
band.
for sure.
So I don't know. Like I think I don't know. Like I think that there
in general-
are.
Scott says they lie like Democrats. BRP equals anchor.
You know what's interesting? So, because there is actually some political implications with the whole BRP thing. I didn't know that they were actually getting grants from the Canadian government to stay afloat. Like before Evinrude even went under, like they were getting loans from the Canadian government.
Probably because of their snowmobile.
It could have been.
Their market share on snowmobiles.
Could have been. So I found that extremely interesting. Now I almost, now that's not to say.
Now they're staying in that market. They're just getting rid of the marine market.
Yeah, but that's also not to say. I mean, it's like remember back in the day, like all the DNR guys were running Evinrudes too. So it's not like maybe
there's 2 G2 sitting on the that boat that's always docked at the VFW.
Right.
In Havertys,
Right. So it's not to sit here and say like, oh, well, the United States never paid for, for any sort of share in BRP. Maybe they did. I don't know.
Probably not.
But yeah, so that was kind of interesting. But like, I feel like at this point, getting parts for your OMC or your BRP outboard or just, it's going to become extremely difficult once the stock that's out there, what little stock is left is gone. And it sucks because there's a decent amount of them out there, and the ones that are out there, the ones that are still out there are there because they're good running motors. People aren't repowering their Evinrude because it's really, you're not getting a whole lot for it, so you might as well just keep running it until you have to repower it.
Right, you're not getting any trade-in value on it. So.
Right, so you might as well just keep sending it. I mean, it's like there's no point. I get maybe $400 more for it when it's running versus when it's not. So it's like, well, I'll just keep running the thing and keep the money in my pocket for now. So
you probably make more money blowing it up and then selling it to somebody for parts.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely might. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's a good thing. It's like we were saying last week about the about Motor Guide going out of business. That's not a good thing either. Like I think the product that they made was shitty in comparison or just shitty outright. But
what's up to our viewers on Kick? We appreciate you guys for being here. We got 2 viewers on Kick. I think that's pretty cool.
Hell yeah. But yeah, it's still not a good thing when a company that's been around, whether it's Evinrude, BRP, Motor Guide, that's been around for a long time, just folds up. And
I won't say it's good or bad. I
feel like that's business.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like if you make bad business decisions, there's nothing.
It's still not a good
guaranteeing that your business is going to be successful. If you can't, keep up with the times. If you have to make. I can't remember what I was talking to the other day. I was talking to somebody and made a comparison of like, someone who made typewriters. And like the computer's invented and word processing is invented. Like,
I get a beer, please. Thank you.
Do they deserve to stay in business just because they've had a business for 50 years?
Thank you, sir.
Like,
no.
They don't. They either you have to adapt with the times, or and make good business decisions, or your business is going to go under.
Yeah.
That's just business. And Motor Guide and BRP,
hey, what's up, Patrick? It's peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time.
Motor Guide and BRP made some, they made some bad business decisions that essentially put them under, and unfortunately, that's business. I don't think it's good or bad necessarily. I think it sucks for the employees.
Part of the marine industry has been going downhill for years now.
What's that?
Evinrude, Johnson.
They made some bad business decisions.
Yeah.
With that G2, that G2 really screwed them. They had a lot of issues with the G2.
And the thing of it
We've
was
seen that in the past with a lot of Mercury motors and stuff too, though, where
Nothing
they had
like
problems,
that.
but nothing like the G2.
well, so okay, yes, there were issues, but
There's
when the
never-
Mercuries
Hey,
were,
what's up, Vic?
when the Mercuries were blowing up, the Optipops, the Evinrudes were blowing up worse, and the early HPDIs were having problems, but the Evinrudes were worse.
When they first got into that, that
the
fuel
DFI,
injection,
yep,
Those Evinrudes were fast, though.
dude, the Fict was fast as
They
shit.
were real fast.
The Fict was real
The
fast.
thing was I've never heard of a motor outside of the G2 where a professional on the Elite Series blew up 4 in one season.
Yeah, that's not. Wasn't it Zach Burge?
Wow.
No.
Who was it?
Corey Johnson.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he was an Evinrude guy.
Cost him $100,000 twice.
How does he not have a warranty?
the whole buzzer?
Oh, you mean in
He blew it up in
tournaments.
the tournament.
Yeah. That's bad. That's really bad.
No, Corey was the one that was out on Lake Ontario in like 8-footers.
And the
catching
motor blows
smallmouth.
up.
That was great. No, this year he was out in like 8-footers winning the tournament. No, he was so he lost one in Florida, and he lost one on the St. Lawrence River. That he probably both tournaments he had a very good chance of winning. And
Mm-hmm.
blew his motor up and never made it back. Didn't make it back that way in.
Yeah, that's like, and the thing of it is,
And he blew his motor up 2 other times during that season.
and when you're watching, if you're someone that's following professional angling, right? Like somebody like that who's a serious name.
Phil Givens.
Nice. But somebody like that who's a serious name, like people watch that. People are seeing like, oh my god, this guy blew up again.
Well, it was kept pretty quiet.
Shout out
I got-
Filthy Phil
The information I got came
with
from
Givens
someone
Media.
on the Elite Series,
What's up, Jim?
and he told me that out of 4 guys that were running G2s, I think he said they blew up 8 motors in 1 year.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. I wonder if Scott Martin ever blew his up because he was a huge
Guaranteed.
Evinrude guy for a long time.
Guarantee you did.
Who Andy Montgomery ran one on his Bullet for a while.
No, Andy Morgan.
That's right, Andy Morgan. Yeah, he ran one on that Bullet for a while. I wonder how fast that boat was, but that was an XS or an XRS, which aren't the fastest hulls. They're still fast.
He runs a Suzuki on it now.
Yeah, I know. It's kind. I want to know how fast that thing is.
I looked at the picture of your Bullet the other day and I started praying.
Yeah, that thing's gonna be ridiculous.
It's going to be retarded.
So I got to shout out.
I'm just hoping that
It's going to be hella fast.
it looks so pretty that Tony doesn't want to drive it fast and mess it up.
So I talked to John at JCS today just to check up on how things are going, and everything's going really, really well. But we got to shout out to Adam, our buddy Adam Aruda.
Yes, sir.
Adam is actually the one that did that gel coat.
Oh, yeah?
Adam is the one that did the gel coat, and it's funny because how the story, as I was told, is
If Adam did the gel coat, knowing Adam as we've gotten to know him over the time now, he did your gel coat with love.
oh yeah. Well, so the thing of it was is
Oh, yeah.
the thing of it was they were just supposed to talk about.
Nah, we're gonna talk about that, Phil.
Oh, hell yeah, Phil.
So-
that dude, I'm pretty stoked about that schedule.
So they were just supposed to make a gel coat for the wrap to stick to, right? And then John basically told Adam, he's like, "Hey man, get some time in doing gel coat. You know, the wrap's going on it. So if it's not perfect, it is what it is. Like,
And he fucking nailed
and
it.
he nailed it, dude. It looks so
Fucking
good.
nailed it.
It looks
Like-
so good to the point. I literally called John today, and I'm like, John, I'm gonna be real honest with you. I saw the pictures, and I don't know if I want to wrap it anymore. And he's like, no. And then he told me that whole background thing. It's not a problem, but the reality of the matter is the top cap is now a brand new gel coat, and the hull is brand 20-year-old gel coat.
Brand used.
Right, brand used. So it's like no matter
Copyright Jake Martin.
without gel coating the hull, it's never going to look right. So he's like, look, just wrap it because it's always going to look like you're gonna have a brand new shirt and nasty ass pants on. Like it's
That's
just
the
not
style.
gonna.
Right.
So, and that's why I like. That's
I mean,
why
I wear a
love those
nice
guys.
shirt with holy ass jeans all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know. But you're not wearing that to a wedding.
Yeah, well, when that bullet's going
would.
across the water, you're going to be seeing a lot of the bottom of that boat.
But it'll be going by so fast you won't
You know,
notice.
sometimes it blows my mind that the wraps actually hold up to the amount of friction and whatever that has caused
Well,
It's because they never touch the water.
yeah.
on those boats.
on
Well,
any
on
boat.
any, unless it's Matt Robertson's boat on the St.
once you're
Louis
on-
River.
A boat wrap?
Yeah.
A boat that floats in the water with a wrap on it?
When you're at speed, it never. So as soon as you get up, nothing on that wrap is touching the water. As soon as you get on
And
board,
you still hit waves and shit.
you're hitting them with the bottom of the boat, though. You're not hitting them with the sides of the boat.
I thought the wrap went all the way around the
No,
boat.
it just goes to that. Just goes down to the sides to where it cuts.
Yeah, to where
it
the
cuts
where
under.
the flake stops. Not
Really?
usually.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought it was the whole boat.
No.
Underneath of it and everything.
No,
I was
you
like,
don't
how
want the
does
bottom
that
of it.
how does that survive?
So, and that's the cool thing is when talking with those guys, they say that, you know, if you really take care of your wrap on the boat, it can last 5-10 years if you take meticulous care of it.
I think
What's
Frank,
up, Dan?
I think Frank had his on for 4 years.
He just
and-
pulled his off, right?
Yeah, and like it would have lasted longer if he
Brian.
hadn't like the docks at anchor.
Oh, I'm
Like,
sure.
You
Yeah.
know, like from the boat hitting the docks, like pull, like tore
Yeah.
tore the wrap. and
Hey,
stuff like
Brian,
that.
how's that Skeeter treating you, man?
Yeah.
Brian Dyson, my man.
But yeah, I want to. I
You
think it's
fishing
going to
tomorrow?
be pretty awesome.
You fishing tomorrow, Brian?
Come on.
There's definitely going to be some getting used to because there are some differences. I'll tell you what. You know what I didn't realize about bullets? The live wells are huge. They're
Yeah.
huge.
Why
dude.
don't we go in? Why don't we go in halves on that freaking gambler that you sent me and send that one up to John?
And then Chad will have
And
a
then we'll have two of the fastest boats in Harford County.
a bass boat that he actually likes.
dude? Chad, don't threaten me with a good time. I'm
Why don't
serious.
we go in halves on that haul?
Tony's
and
like,
send
whatever.
that haul in there, dude. We could both be like,
Tony's
we
like,
could
what-
both be 10 grand into that gambler and have a center console
Dude,
gambler.
that so you want to talk about a one of a kind gambler? That is the one of a
Yeah.
kind gambler.
Yeah.
So it's a
That thing is sick.
It's a 1990 21-foot center console gambler with a 150 on it. The motor, who cares? You're buying it for the price without the motor. The transom's probably shit. So when I sent it to John, and he was like, "Yeah, I was thinking about
guys.
messing with it."
These are our friends at JCS Marine just hopping on.
Yeah, we were just pumping you guys up for how awesome you did with the who's that?
Rob.
Okay,
Is he coming?
cool.
Yep.
Yeah, Rob's on
My
his way.
man.
Rob
That's
is on the
fantastic.
way. Come on.
Let me do something real quick. I have to go pee, and then. But yeah, dude, that center
Nice. Glad
console.
you figured that
gambler,
out, Brian.
The center console So, John, we were talking about that center console gambler I sent you. Chad's just basically told me he's going to buy it and send it up to you.
That's
what I
not
heard.
what he said at all.
What? Is
but
that what I said?
Play it back. That's what he
Just
said.
saying. I just said that me and Tony could go halves on it, and then we could, we'll have, two really, really, really fast boats.
You could have two bass and beer raft boats.
You know what? It'd be a thing. Like if I sold the Ranger, made some money on it. It really, honestly, it just makes the most sense to do that at this point. It really kind of does. Like you could take an old gambler like that or a boat of your choice.
John says ship it.
He's send it up to John. You could have 25, 27 grand in a boat, and now you have a 21-foot gambler.
Yeah,
That
I mean, if you
is-
can find
you
a
know what
good,
I mean?
if you can find a
good deal,
a good used
you know.
motor for to throw one there.
You'd be 30G into it and have like a sick.
I am Brian. Are you?
Oh, hang on a second.
Wow, that was terrible. I'm waiting for Brian to respond.
Did they say anything about that G? Oh, they said ship it. All right, so let's war
He
game
said
this for a
ship
second.
it.
So, well,
It was 45. I'm sure we can Jew the guy down.
So you could.
Yeah, you could probably get 30
for the condition that it's in. Yeah, I mean, you could probably get it for
Okay, but if we
$3,500.
get $1,000 out of it, that's a little bit more than the fuel it's going to cost to go down to Florida.
Right.
Get it, but
So here's what you do, right? You buy the thing for whatever you get it for. I'd say you start at $3,000. You're willing to pay because you have to drive to Florida to get it. You say, look, I got to drive 16 hours. I'll give you $100 right now to hold it, and I'll see you in 3 days with $3,000 cash or $2,900 cash, and it'll be out of your hair, right? The motor on it is garbage. You don't care about the motor. The best thing you could do with the motor is to take it, see if it runs.
Oh, it's in. They moved the. Sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
interrupt
you're
you,
good.
but, Brian, they moved the team championship to Kentucky Lake. I just saw that today.
Smallmouth tournament, which is kind of funny.
nah, dude, if you get
But
that
yeah,
boat for
we sucked in the
$2,500
first
and send it
two,
up to
but
fucking John at JCS.
I'm just fishing tomorrow to mess around. I was gonna go out anyway, so I figured I'd jump
I have
in.
in my Ranger.
Yeah, if you sold your Ranger,
John says offer $2,500.
It would cost me less than. I
So
have
here's
in my
what you
Ranger.
do: you bring it up here. Well, you buy it for whatever. You bring it up here. You see if that motor runs. If the motor runs, great. You take it off and you sell it. You take it off and you say, I got a running 175, whatever's on it, and you sell it for $1,500. Get some more money back in your pocket. Then you take that thing up to John and you say,
Now
this
I'm
is-
fishing with my buddy Mac.
So you take it back up to John and you say, this is what I want done. This is what I'm willing to pay. Blah, 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 blah. You guys hash out the budget, whatever. And then you sit like this and you sit on Duck River Marine's Facebook page and you wait for the
you get-
motor that you want.
Right.
Because they're going to have it. And then literally as soon as they post it, you call Brian at Duck River Marine and say, hey, I want that motor that you just posted. He'll ask you for a deposit. Your
Thanks,
deposit's good for 8 days. You send him the rest of the money on a credit
What
card.
did it cost you to ship that motor out?
$700.
Maybe, hey Brian, maybe one of these other tournaments are coming up. Maybe I'll hit you up. Maybe we'll fish.
Dude, it's not like $700
That's
is a lot
cheating.
of money.
It's not cheating.
You can't put you and Brian on a boat together.
Sure you can.
Illegal.
But
It's like me and Frank fishing together, and we tend to suck.
so let's think about this for a
You
second.
guys are too busy freaking like jabbing each other in the ribs with insults.
So let's think about this for a second. So let's say you get the boat for $3. Get the boat for $3. Let's say the motor runs. You sell the motor for $1,500. Now you're $1,500 into it. You take it up to John. You say, "Here, hey John, here is 20 grand to make this thing as new as you can do. Whatever you can do with 20 grand, I want you to do it with 20.
Here's 20 grand, 25. Yeah, we gotta
Sure.
get a motor on it, and you gotta get them to freaking make it.
Well, you already got the motor. We already
Well,
talked about that.
Well, we gotta sell the motor.
So we sold the motor.
So we sold. Yeah, we sold
Now
the
we
motor.
gotta get a motor.
We looked
off
at
Duck
Duck.
Marine.
We looked at Duck Marine. We got that motor. So
We found a
say
250
we
Pro
say
XS two stroke for like
$5
six
grand.
grand.
This is what
5,
we're
6
gonna
grand.
do next week or whatever. Next time we do it, we're gonna get on here. We're gonna do a breakdown on a sheet on the internet of what we can. We're gonna go live on this show. We're gonna scroll through Facebook Marketplace. We're gonna find the
here's
boat. We're gonna do a breakdown.
Here's
on what
the problem.
we could do.
The problem with doing that.
There's a lot of
though,
hypotheticals.
Is
It's a lot of hypotheticals.
like
but,
you don't know what condition the boat's really in.
Yes,
So it
that's
could
true.
be
I can tell you the bullet was in a lot worse condition than I thought.
right. I'm just saying there could be a lot of fluctuation in price.
Right.
So you could, you might get that boat for $4,500.
Tom, what's
and
up, Tom?
It just needs a new transom.
We got fish in the DMV in the house.
Oh, and those guys will do the shit out of a transom.
So, unlike your bullet, which needed stringers and everything.
Right.
So it could be there could be a lot of variables. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
a
no,
lot of
for sure.
variables on the price.
There is, but I feel like there's a right now as
Do you want to get
crazy as boat
re-gelled?
prices
Do you want to
are.
get it?
I feel like there's a good market for this that a lot of people are overlooking. You can have a very reliable boat from a reputable.
Oh shit,
place,
Matt Down's throwing out some services there. If you want to do an old boat rehab, hit me up.
Right.
Matt Down.
Maybe do a little collab.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And anything aluminum wise. If I was going to do an aluminum boat, anything, be sending it to Matt Downs.
I think you should build an aluminum boat.
That would be pretty sick.
Like a little bit,
like a all weld aluminum John boat.
like a little little bigger, bigger than your John boat.
Yeah.
Something that you can take out on a little bit bigger water. With like a 50 horsepower on the back or something, something like that.
90.
Or you
Or
get
90,
a
yeah.
90
or
tiller.
yeah.
90 tiller.
Or get a side
yeah.
con-
90
get
tiller
a side
90
console and build a huge
90
deck.
tiller jet.
That's what the reservoir guys are doing. They're running 20 foot extra double wide boats with the side console, and they just build the decks out how they want it. You could put like a 20-foot aluminum boat. You could probably put a 115 on it and plane out no problem.
I'm not gonna lie, like it always sits in the back of my mind about having to have that aluminum welded, and I really feel like Matt's the only person I would trust to do the aluminum welding around here.
Yeah, seems pretty good.
Can you pull
He
up?
just does it a lot. Like he just
Right.
that's what he does.
That's like his
he TIG
business.
welds. Like that's what Matt does. Like that is a art. That is what you have.
Man, if you're gonna buy a Gator Trex, you might as well buy a glass boat.
Can you pull
That's
up
what I'm
that
saying,
gambler?
Those things are freaking
What
expensive.
are we talking about?
Can you pull up that gambler just so everyone can see what we're talking about?
No,
Maybe.
nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, possibly. What did you send it to?
I sent it
Did
to
send-
you on Facebook.
You sent it to me on Facebook.
It looks like
to you.
it looks like the doo doo.
It does. It needs work. Trust me. It needs work.
Yeah, it's in there.
Yes, it was in there.
somewhere. There it is.
There it is, right there.
Now we need to put that on screen.
So we're showing you, this is the boat. And like you probably, it's going to be a little hard to zoom in.
Is
But
there
it's
a way to zoom in?
Yeah. Alt plus.
Hmm?
Alt plus.
Oh, dear.
Facebook won't let you do it then.
Facebook
It's
sucks.
unfortunate. But it's a 21-foot center console gambler for $4,000.
Center console gambler with the dual axle trailer.
Get the steer in the middle.
It's,
That would,
I think
feel like
that's
that'd be
pretty
weird.
awesome.
I feel like that would be so weird though.
That boat is
It would be
fast.
kind of weird, but I feel like you would have so much room everywhere.
So here's the
in
thing
that boat.
about those things. Like those center console gamblers, like there is no like floor platform, so the entire boat's deck. Like the whole
That's what I'm
boat's just
saying. The
deck.
whole boat is deck.
Right.
It's like you would have so much room on that boat.
Tom.
What's up, Steven?
This speaks to me. My Ranger's like a 20-year-old mutt that your grandma owned, and you're just waiting for it to make the journey to the great beyond.
That's awesome.
That's terrible, actually.
So Steven said that boat's only an hour and a half from him. That's pretty cool. Well, Steven, if you're into buying a boat, you got a couple folks on here between Matt
Steven,
Downs and
that-
JCS that
that
could
is
probably
like-
hook you up.
That's the boat right there. That is the boat.
If I was
4G.
going,
If I was closer to that, I'd have bought that boat by now.
if I was going to like buy a boat with the intent of dropping a ton of money into it and
You
making it
just
new,
did. You
yeah,
just
but I
did.
didn't mean to start it like
What's
that.
going on, Bunky?
He's like, it was not my intention
wasn't-
to
it
go
was-
this deep. What's up, Bunk?
But like something like that has a lower entry cost is awesome. Because like I said, you don't even care if that motor runs. If it runs, great. If not, if it runs, you're going to sell it. If it for $1,500, if it doesn't run, you're going to sell it for $500. You're going to get some money back. But you're going to put a 250 on it, and it's going to be fast, dude. It's a center console gambler from the 90s. It's going to roll.
Let's
Yeah.
We'll do that next
wood,
week.
yeah. So do any of these gamblers and the old ones, are they all fiberglass? They have wood in them.
that old, it's definitely gonna have wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
It's gonna have
older
a wood
ones.
tra-
I
It's gonna
don't
have a wood.
know.
It's gonna have a wood transom.
I don't know when that stopped.
They didn't. Most it would have been around 2000
Okay.
for just about all boats.
Okay. Steven
the
says
older-
so you should make the trip.
The oldest one that I know of, Tom Todd's Javelin, is all composite, and that's a 2000.
So here's what I didn't know, and I learned this from crawling through the bullet and learning from the guys at JCS.
I
but-
would make the trip. Buy that boat, send it up to our boy John with JCS Marine, and have one of the sickest boats ever made.
And then have Matt
At-
Downs
at-
make you some ridiculously nice deck lids and graph mounts.
Literally
and-
under the price, at half the cost of a new boat. Probably 25 G's.
oh yeah, center console gambler would be ridiculous.
You'll be 30 into it. And you'll
Yeah,
have
depending
a
on
21
what
boat.
depending on what kind of electronics and stuff you want to put on. If you just want to put like basic electronics on it, like one at the console, one at the front.
That's
like
what I would do.
Two like 9 or 10 inch units. Yeah, I mean electronics. If you don't want to get crazy with it, I mean you're looking at $3,000 in electronics.
Right, including
For
like a
brand
live
new
scope
electronics,
with
like-
live scope. Yeah,
Just something for
No.
navigation, maybe
You'd be
a little bit.
You'd probably be a little more with live scope, but
true.
The
But
live
it-
scope
yeah.
will be secondary, but you need to have a screen up front that can at least handle it. So let's say a 9-inch Garmin.
yeah, if you want to go
10
that
inch
route,
Garmin.
or if that doesn't interest you, I know not everybody is into the whole live scope thing, and you can get you can get a 10-inch Garmin.
So
Or
I didn't.
a 10-inch Humminbird or a Lowrance, whatever you want.
Gotta get an all new transom. You got a whole new transom on your boat,
I
right?
got a whole new transom. I got a lot of fiberglass work on the bullet. A
Yes,
lot.
sir.
So and,
Well,
and
I think they popped that cap on your boat and was like, ooh.
pretty much.
Shit.
And Jim.
You fucked up.
Well, Jim's comment is actually spot on because this is exactly what happened to mine. So before I get into that one, so composite, right? Interesting thing about composite. Composite does not mean wood free. Composite means a combination,
combination
of wood and fiberglass. So when somebody says it's all composite, there still could be wood in the boat, but it's usually encapsulated by composite. So just for y'all out there. But so Jim says wood rot, rain, and heat is the problem with a lot of these older boats. People let them sit in their backyard for years, wasting away. The worst thing you can do to an old boat or any boat is leave the plug in and let water get in it because it'll just sit there and it'll rot away. That's exactly what happened to mine.
You got to keep it covered. You got to keep the water out of it. You need to reseal your transom every other year.
Yep.
You know, your transom needs to be resealed every other year. That's something you can do yourself. If you look at the back of your boat, there's a metal plate that goes across the transom, and this is, I'm talking on older boats. Metal plate that goes across the transom. You pull that metal plate up. You throw some 4200 on. You seal it with 4200. Put it back on. Screw it down, and you're done. You know, just keeping that water from getting in to where it's not protected by gel coat.
Right. Yep. No, it's definitely an important thing, especially if you are running an older boat. Like, my Ranger's older. Tom from fishing the DMV, excuse me, he's got an older boat too.
Make sure if you're out fishing in the rain,
Let it dry.
get a nice day. You get a nice day, that's going to be sunny and warm. Take that cover off, let it dry out.
Open the hatches.
Open the hatches up.
Yeah. Steven, if you go to take a look at this thing, man, you should absolutely keep us in the loop for sure.
I'll send you a link, Matt.
Miles, what do you need to do? Reseal your transom?
I hope Miles doesn't have to reseal his transom.
Yeah,
I think
resealing
he
your
just needs to
transom.
let it. Well, I think he just needs to let the boat air out.
Resealing the transom is just quit using black boat covers. Why?
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm sure there's a good reason. I'm curious now.
I'm very curious because I have.
Why did I wasn't even looking, and I was like, that sounds like a comment from Scott.
I'm guessing heat. Oh no, he's just trying to do some general maintenance, Tony.
Hold up.
Like adding oil to the boat.
Display, capture, viewer
Yeah,
cam.
some general maintenance, like getting a new boat.
Yeah, rub rail.
Yeah, rub rail and transom are really the two things you got to seal.
Yeah. And especially I hate, and I don't know why. I kind of know why, but older boats, a lot of them are riveted. Like the top cap is
so
riveted
annoying.
on, and they pop right out.
Rub rails riveted on.
Yep, they pop right out
So
every
annoying.
single time.
I'm
And
curious about the black cover though, Scott. What's your idea behind the black boat covers? Is it just a heat thing because of it being a black cover?
I wonder if it's like a humidity thing too.
Well, I'm thinking heat. It
Yeah.
heats up because it heats up, and then that causes it to get warm inside, and then it gets cool. If it's a cooler night, cool condensation. That being said, I have a black cover on my boat.
Yeah, I have a white one, and then I have a red one for backup. So, but yeah,
Oh shit, we're gonna get us a guest on here tonight.
impromptu guests.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Matt, check your last comment. I posted the link for you to click right on your comment.
So Scott says heat builds up. It's unreal when you throw.
Probably
the-
shouldn't have posted it on his comment. We might get a bunch of random people.
Yeah,
They're
but I
probably
have
Jake Martin.
control of who can click on it and whatnot. So if they click on it, I can just kick
Right.
them out.
Yeah, I know.
They don't. Yeah.
So
all good.
Scott says heat builds up. It's unreal when you throw the cover back. Causes more sweating and moisture buildup. I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I
Because
have
there's
noticed
definitely
that it gets warm. Yeah, that it does get warm. But I had a gray cover on my Champion, and it did the same thing. I mean, it used to get hot as balls underneath of that.
black also cooks your gel and contributes to sun checking and hazing. Wow, interesting.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like if at all possible, if you can store your boat under cover.
Yes,
You
it
know,
goes a
whether
long
not,
way.
and it doesn't have to be like an enclosed garage either. Just if you can, if you have like a carport, just something to keep the sun off of it. That does go a long way. I wish I had something where I could keep my boat out of the weather.
Right.
And that also keeps it out of the rain, and yeah.
Well, and also, I mean, it helps your cover last longer too. You know, because that's
you're
a
not
big
getting
thing
you're not
too.
getting as much sunbeat on the cover. Gives you a place to work on it that's dry, which
Yes.
is always fun.
Yes.
It's always fun working on your boat in the rain.
And you can tell. I mean, like when you go look at even if you just at the ramp, like you see an older boat that looks really, really good. It's 100% chance it's been kept indoors. There's no question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I keep mine as clean as I can, and I can't keep it nearly as clean as somebody who keeps their boat inside and cleans it half as much as me.
You off Monday?
Yes. I'm going up top.
Mr. Scott, what time are you open until on Monday? Because I need to bring my trolling motor up. I was going to see if you wanted to ride up.
Oh, maybe.
Okay with me.
Is that on the way to Conowingo?
No, it's way past Conowingo.
Oh.
But we can go to Susquehanna Fishing Town.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Or they have a pretty banging tackle shop at their place too.
Really?
4:30? I can't make it up there by 4:30. I didn't know if you were open later. I'll figure it out. It might be next Saturday then when I can get my trolling motor up there. I do it tomorrow, but I decided to fish another tournament. So
Nice.
you know. So we'll get it up there. I'll try to get it up there next Saturday in the morning or something, so we can get that taken care of. Appreciate that, by the way. I had the shaft replaced.
Yeah, what did you do, Paul? Miles says, what did you do?
I had the shaft replaced, Miles. It was warped from the factory, so I finally got it replaced, so I can actually see my live scope now. It's very, very nice, but something got switched around when it got put back together. So just need to get it switched back and fixed so it's working properly.
Headwaters, Mr. Jim Fallon.
It works fine.
I went to a boat dealer and got a shipping cover from a different boat, but it was big enough to wrap almost around my whole boat, and they are waterproof. Dealers just throw them away.
That's what I use on my boat. That is exactly what I use. I use a shipping cover from one of the
Scott said his shaft had Peyronie's disease.
But yeah, I use my one of the guys in the club gave me his old Bass Cat shipping cover because mine, I was getting huge gaping holes in mine, and he's like, "See if this fits." Yeah, right.
Huge gaping holes.
And it works great, dude. It's awesome.
Gaping holes.
But yeah, hopefully, who were we talking to earlier? Hopefully, Steven goes and gets take a look at that gambler.
Yes,
man.
that would be super sick. Steven, if you go actually check out that gambler, definitely give me a shout and send us some pictures.
Yeah, let us know. I will say is I wouldn't do that unless you are prepared to pull the cup or have the top cap off and like that level of going through the boat and doing the maintenance, because
It also has to make its way up to Rhode Island. So.
here's the other thing about it, right? Like when you do that, even if it doesn't need
dumpster dive at Bass Pro Shops.
Yeah, right.
Get yourself a shipping cover.
Even if it doesn't need it, right? A boat like that, it's wet. The foam's wet. It's heavy. Just getting all that old foam
this
out.
Fucking Oompa Loompa curl.
I love it. It's
In
great.
my front,
it's fantastic.
Oompa Loompa Doopa Dee Dee.
It's fantastic.
Oh, let's do our unboxing.
Ooh, we're gonna do a little unboxing.
Forgot about it.
So I'll let Tony open it.
I don't know if
but-
Matt is gonna join us or not. Haven't gotten a comment back from him.
So tonight, Tony picked up a new release from Ardent. This is their new Ignite spinning reel. This is the 2000 series high-speed gear ratio. It's a 6.2 to 1, so that's pretty high speed for.
Is that high speed for a spinning?
It's high
reel?
speed for
For a spinning reel, yeah. Yep.
There's only one that I know of that's faster than that. So I'm gonna let Tony do the honors and show the actual reel.
Thank you. So you guys know that I love Ardent reels, and I've been using them for a long time. I think for what you get, for what you get and the price, I think they're really, really good. The warranty on them is absolutely fantastic. So this is the reel.
Tom Over will also back you on that.
Let me put it together so you guys can see it. So all the Ardent reels, they always come with the handle off and the knob off. Now, what's interesting is some of them, the handle actually screws in, and then the knob screws in as well.
That's much better.
Yeah, so this one is different. This one,
You don't have to worry about them coming loose because it tightens the way that you reel. So it'll never.
So far, that's my only I wonder why, because this is the same price point as their C-Force and their Bolt. But this is it. It's with the discount, I think I paid like $50 for these things.
Nothing beats a Stratic. Stratic's a good reel.
So this is, a lot of their reels are carbon composite. So they started making separate.
Although I do like the Vanford.
They
I'm a
started
big fan of
making
the Vanford.
separate lines of reels, both in spinning and casting, that are aluminum, and they're like a high grade, low weight aluminum. And
It's definitely very smooth.
the weight is pretty much the same.
To be fair, just about every spinning reel is smooth when you take it out of the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got some $30 Shimano's, super smooth out of the box.
So but
A couple years later, not quite as smooth.
there are definitely some differences with this
They
reel.
still work though.
And the other ones, and I pull apart all my reels. Well, so if you pull apart your reels, you know that you always have the little washers that actually sit on this. Well, this one, it's actually part of the spool, which is kind of neat because a lot of times they sit on there. So that's neat. I kind of like that actually, because it's just
Less stuff you have to take apart if you have to
less stuff you have to take apart, less stuff you're going to lose. The other thing that I like about this is the drag system is kind of hard to see, but there's actually a rubber grommet on there too, which just makes it a little bit smoother and a little bit more consistent with a drag peel. So what this does is essentially when you got the drag tightened down, it just makes it better. Oh, we're joined by our buddy Matt. Here we go.
You might want to show on stream here.
What's going on, guys?
What's going on, brother?
Hey, man,
How you
what's
doing?
going on?
We're gonna have to get these dogs out of
Dogs,
no.
could you not?
Shit, sound like I'm at home.
here.
Yeah.
Right?
So what's new, man? What's good with you? What you been up to? We haven't chatted in a
It's
little
been a
while.
while.
Looks like it's.
I know, man. It's been a long while, actually. I moved. I moved next door. Bought in my dad's house. Got the shop set up, man. The shop is sick, dude. It's huge. Got 2 boats in here right now.
Two
Staying
boats
busy,
in the
man.
shop. Hey, I like it.
Yep. I don't know how good my internet's gonna be out here, but
Yeah,
It's not super great.
your
audio's
your
good.
audio's good. Your
Yeah.
video's not great. It's a little choppy.
yeah, I figured that might happen. I just wanted to hop on with you guys. I hadn't talked to y'all in a minute and say what's up. And,
Don't move.
let you know that your
It's
banana
great right
costume
there.
is a great look for you.
The banana costume, you like it?
Yeah, it's a great look for you.
Yeah. You know, I'm hoping to pull a lot of ladies this weekend.
Dude, you should go fish with that thing on, like on like a really
I
windy
fished
day.
in it. I fished in it
has.
last year.
Did you? That's awesome.
Yeah, me and Scuba Steve. Steve wore the pickle costume. We went
I remember
fishing.
that. I do remember that.
Why are all your costumes phallic shaped?
Yeah, that's kind of a good question.
It's kind of a hobby, or I mean,
Oh my god. So
But,
Matt, tell us a little bit
I
about
saw
what you're
that you
building,
posted
man.
That boat for sale, man. You're selling the Ranger?
I have it listed, but
I saw
anybody
that.
that's intelligent wouldn't buy it. So
You just gotta wait for somebody else. I don't know. Someone's gonna buy
Somebody
it.
will buy it.
There's guys out there that want.
I'm not pushing
That
it.
size
I'm
of
not.
the
I'm
boat.
not pushing it super hard. I'm not pushing it
Yeah.
super hard. But so
No,
yeah,
I get you.
man. Tell us a little bit about what you've been working on.
Well, I've been building hatches like crazy. I had Austin who was working with me. He just went to Jersey and he's been working on a tugboat. So it kind of left me by myself to build all these hatches, and hatches are crazy. Like hatch orders are just, it's ridiculous, man. I mean, you don't get people to buy one hatch. They buy hatches for an entire boat. So every order that I get, it's like at least 4 or 5 hatches. And it takes time. It's like, that's all I have time to do. So I've got another boat in the shop right now, a little Tracker Grizzly 1448 I just started on. And I just finished up this one behind me. This is an old 1996 Monarch. And this little guy over there, that's the Yen 10, a little 1032. That's the boat I'm building for Ryan Yen, Fisher Yen.
Cool.
That's that little mini boat I
little
seen you
project,
post
man.
about.
Yeah, that's it. That's that little, it's a little tracker topper. It's a 1032. So
That is a
it's
small
tiny.
boat.
So Matt, let me ask you this about the lids. Are you able to build lids for like Rangers, Skeeters, Tritons, stuff like that?
Yes. Yeah, that's what I was gonna chime in about earlier when you were talking about buying an older fiberglass boat. If you get a good fiberglass hull that's in good shape, the way that you pretty much make it new is they come with carpet, obviously, and then they have carpet gap around all the lids, so it's not going to look right if you want to, bring it into the modern age and turf the thing. So we build new lids for it. Might cost you $1,000 to put all new aluminum lids in it, powder coated, and then we get it scanned. And next thing you know, you got a brand new boat. You got turf in it that's, CNC cut.
Yeah, that's actually a fantastic idea. Never thought about the, I recarpeted my Champion, but never thought about, doing new lids to where, because I thought about turf when I was doing the carpet, and
Yeah.
that was the one thing was like, oh, now that I'm gonna have gaps in the lids. Never thought about getting new lids made for it. Like if I'd known you at the time, I probably would have had that done, and then just did turf because it would have lasted longer than the carpet that I put on it. But
No,
Yeah.
Tom.
I mean,
there
it's something that I'm
is
trying to
nothing
get
under
into.
this. Here we go. go.
What's that? Is that something you said? That's something you're trying to get into?
guys on shift left.
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to get more into the guys that want to revive the older bass boats
take
and
over
kind of
the
make them new. Just because the price for all this shit is insane, man. I mean, the new boat prices are expensive, and I mean, really,
Matt, what's good, man?
you know,
What's up, Paul?
oh, Riverboat Rob, what's up,
Congrats on that win.
Thanks, man.
Last week. Was it last week?
Yeah.
These dogs is killing me, dude.
brother? Congratulations, man.
Got room
You
for
got
a
married.
Riverboat Rob in charge now. You're in trouble.
Oh shit.
Here we go.
There's
Oh,
an
hell
echo
yeah.
going on, dude.
Yeah. So
Probably me.
I mean, that's definitely something that I think a lot of people would be interested in because one, carpet's expensive. If you don't do it yourself,
Yeah.
I know. Like I was quoted $2,500 to do carpet in my Champion.
That's pretty cheap.
And yeah, and that's not a terrible price, right? But
No.
if you can do, what would it cost you to do like turf? Like if you figure like $1,000 for the hatches plus what would the cost for like turf be to have that
Well,
done?
you got to get it scanned,
Right.
And then once it's scanned, we send the program off and get it cut. And it's probably going to cost you around $3,000, maybe $3,500 just to get the turf plus installation. It's definitely more expensive.
Yeah, but
I mean,
it's not that much
sick.
more. It's not that
No,
much more
I mean, you're
expensive, and it
probably
looks
looking-
sick. $1,500 more? Like
Yeah, and all in all, you're probably 1,500, a couple thousand more than what you're talking about. You can probably get an older boat with lids and the turf scan for around $5,000 or $6,000. And you think about you're taking a older boat that you got for literally $4,000 or $5,000 probably, and now it looks just as good, if not better, than any of the new boats that are out. It's a market for it for sure.
Yeah,
It's
I can
a big
definitely-
market.
I can
There's a lot
definitely
of
see that.
guys that have older boats and they'd rather put, $6,000 or $7,000 into their boat versus trying to sell it and then
dog is
buy a
killing
new
me, dude.
boat and it's still gonna be carpeted. So it is what it is.
I'm
Cool.
off the screen, man.
We gotta get Chad. We gotta get banana.
I'll
hammock.
get real close and then Chad, you can. There we go. Now we're
It's like I
talking.
don't know how much further you want me to go because I'm off.
I'm up in here.
I'm off the
So-
screen if I go any further.
I'm up in
So let me
here.
ask this question. So John, so we got JCS is tuning in. Obviously, we got Matt Downs from Trick Tins on the screen with us. But so, John, do you guys also make deck lids? I mean, I know Matt's like the man when it comes to building some deck lids. So if you guys ever run into a challenge, Matt might be able to hook you guys up because I know you got a deck lid from Matt.
Couple.
Some graph mounts too. So there's definitely some possibilities there. Because I've seen Matt's stuff. It looks
for sure.
awesome.
Oh, it's extremely.
What's he
good.
doing?
Yeah, top notch.
Yeah, man. John at
hell's
JCS said
going
they
on?
have a.
Jesus Christ. Here we go.
Dude,
what's
Tom
going on.
I don't know either.
Tom Over said, "Does Chad got anything on underneath that banana costume?"
Probably not. Probably not.
So,
I hope he does.
He's got a thong on underneath there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
right?
hopefully he does.
So John at JCS was saying that they eliminate those gaps with the decking that they use too. So they sounds like they have a way of eliminating that without replacing the lids too. But also said that doing aluminum lids like yours is a really good option for like the older Rangers.
Yeah. Because there's the thing
A lot
of it
of
is
guys
with the older
build
boats,
fiberglass
there's
lids, too.
oh yeah, and well the thing of it is with the older boats, like when I ran into having to
Oh.
get deck lids from my hold on.
John, in breaking news, John has been meaning to hit you up for some other projects.
JCS Marines said they've been trying to. They're going to hit you up, man. So keep an
So
eye
I'm not
out for
hard to
them.
find.
That's who's doing Tony's boat right
Yep.
Two of the
Yeah.
best
Yeah.
boat builders in the freaking on the East Coast.
Yeah, they do some sick fiberglass work up there.
yeah, it's
I've
insane.
seen some of their stuff, yeah, for sure.
So the cool thing,
I'm not hard to find.
the thing,
No.
the cool thing is like so when I bought my deck lids for my Ranger, this was probably 3-4 years ago. It was Ranger Parts was undergoing that huge switch over to Bass Pro, so that was annoying. I wish I would have known Matt, and I wish I would have known some guys that could have built me some lids because there's absolutely a following. Because when you're ordering deck lids and stuff like that through, the manufacturer and whatever, it becomes a chore. It's not cheap. It takes a long time. I mean, I waited probably 6 weeks for my deck lids. Like
We
it was
got to
terrible.
squeeze in to all
good.
get on the camera.
I'm good over here.
So, but yeah, man, there's absolutely a market for that. And you know, I would advertise yourself, Matt, if you're ever looking for some more clientele, man. Those like the Ranger Boat Owners Group, the
Bass
Triton,
Boat Central.
Bass Boat Central is a really good. Bass Boat Technical is a really good place. Like to build these deck lids, dude, you would have ridiculous amount of business because
It's funny because it's bbc.com.
it is. He's not lying. Don't use your work computer to go on.
Matthew Downs, I watched a video the other day. Matthew Downs made a fishing video. I saw you out fishing.
I was talking about that earlier.
Yeah, I like the
Yeah.
Not a lot of people like to watch me fish, but
Hey.
I like to fish, so fuck it.
It's good to
Kiss
take
my
a
ass.
man.
break sometimes and
I
go
like-
fishing, man.
I like
You're always
what-
working.
As long as they're catching, I'll watch anybody fish.
Yeah, Matt's got a fishing video up. I saw it the other morning.
Definitely
dude.
made a
I
pretty
do
good
one
edit,
every now
too.
and then. I'm going fishing tomorrow morning. I'm
Yeah.
actually we're hosting my buddy Bucky with Tri Waves YouTube channel. I've known this dude for like 25 years. He's local to me, but he's hosting a tournament on the Elizabeth River, which is where I always fish, a trout tournament. It's the second annual one, and that's on November 9th. I'm supposed to fish with SB Fishing TV, and Kevin Gunn's going to be out there. There's going to be some big
that's cool.
sponsors out there. It's dope, man.
He's
I'm hyped
fishing
about
with,
it. First place like $1,000 prize, so
Nice.
He's fishing
Yeah.
with SB.
Yeah.
So
Oh, hell yeah.
pulling out the big guns.
I didn't know
I'm
they-
hoping he shows up. We'll see.
Is that a thing down there? I've never heard of a trout tournament.
This is
Like-
the first one that we did last year.
what?
Sea trout.
Like I
Sea
said, I've
trout.
known Bucky a long
Okay,
time,
okay,
and he's
okay.
been talking about it. And we did one last year. He had an 80 boat turnout for the tournament,
Damn.
and
That's a lot.
yeah,
Wow.
it's crazy. It's $50 a person, and it's $80, 80 entries, and it's a lot of money.
I
We
mean,
came
yeah, it's
into the
four- I mean,
tournament,
that's
we put it together
$4,000,
in
right?
3 weeks.
That's $4,000 in the
Yeah,
prize
but-
pool there.
Yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot.
$4,000.
Yeah, a
for
lot of
first.
it's
$50
a lot of it went
entry
for
fee.
donations, but
$4,000 total. So if you were
Yeah,
paying out,
that's a lot
probably
of
be
money
like a
for-
couple thousand
I
dollars.
see-
It's still
I
a
see.
big, you know, I mean, that's if you do like a typical payout, that's a couple $1,000s for first place.
Yeah. Look at this one. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
no,
pretty, and that's pretty
wow.
sweet for something that's not like super popular in that like in that like brackish saltwater world. You know, that like inshore stuff. You know, you don't get a lot of
Yep.
up here at least. Like we don't get a lot of tournaments for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no.
We get like striper. You either have striper tournaments, you have offshore tournaments, or you have bass tournaments. Like that's all you get up here.
The banana
Yeah.
in the corner. Somebody saw it.
So Matt, when you send your lids out, do you send them carpeted or do you send them with C-deck or do you just send the aluminum and then let the customer do that part? Or can you do
It's
it
either
either
raw
way?
aluminum or powder coat.
Hey,
Okay.
let me tell you something. When I was working with Matt, get mine done, he was like, he hit me up. He was like, "Where do you want the drain?" Like, it's very, very well done. Like, he's like, you know, which way are you gonna put the lid? How do you want it to open? Where do you want the drain port? All that. So, but it's like raw aluminum when you get it. But I mean, it's laid out exactly.
Right.
You know,
No, that's
he's
awesome.
yeah, Matt's the man.
You don't get that when you get your lid from Ranger, Nitro, Triton, whatever.
Furnace season.
What's that?
Furnace season.
Yeah.
Furnace season.
Looks like my
sorry, your hand-
my
your
internet
hands.
connection sucks out here, man.
Oh, fire stop. I don't know if people can see it on that.
Rob's hands are like
It's
jet
Halloween.
black.
Right.
Why are your
There,
hands
it's
black?
that's
Lord.
fire stop. I have time to try to get it off. I soaked them in WD-40. That didn't work.
No.
Damn.
I'm gonna show y'all something.
Oh, what we got?
I don't know if my internet connection is gonna allow me to show you, but this is some stuff I've been working on. It's a new drain plate cover, a floor drain. I got a bunch of these that are about to drop.
Oh, that looks awesome, man.
That's sick.
That looks
TT,
really
the
cool.
trick pin.
I need one of.
We need a
I will put
BDR.
one of the. I will put one of those in the skeeter as soon as you can get it to me.
Oh. I got some other ones too. These are pretty sick. This is like a new logo that I'm working on.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
I get the
awesome.
camera right.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's like snake fangs.
Yeah, I
TT
need
on
one
this
of
one
those.
is really cool.
Yeah, I will.
You see how in the middle of the between the T's is like an overhead view of a boat.
Yeah,
Oh, that
that's
is
cool.
pretty
Boat
cool.
with a motor.
Wow.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
I'll-
got some graph bridges that have the same logo in them that I'm about to drop too.
nice. Yeah,
new
I'll,
products, but
I'll drop that drain right in the Skeeter.
In the
yeah,
skitter.
it's something simple. A lot of people ask for drains, so I figured I might as well make them, and I need them, so
Do you have like a?
they're simple.
I actually
So do you have
need
like a mesh covering for it, or like under covering for it, or?
I thought about doing something like that. I haven't yet. I mean, they're all kind of like prototype type stuff.
Gotcha.
But
I'm just looking
I
at
don't
like
know. At this point, I just drill a 3-inch hole and drop it in there. If you drop a hook or something in there, it's gone.
hooks. I'm not worried about. Tungsten gets expensive though.
Yeah.
It has like that much
I mean, it's probably
But
big
it-
enough for that stuff to
it-
fall in there.
Is it? Though?
But I mean, yeah, you could definitely. I mean, I could work something out. I could make it work.
I got distracted.
Anyway, I just wanted to hop over live with you guys for a few minutes to say what's up, man. I'm not gonna hold y'all up all night.
Nah, man. You're always welcome.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on, Matt. I'm.
We love you, Matt.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
now you're trying.
Matt.
Now he's definitely leaving.
Right. Right.
Chad's got a banana costume on.
We are. We love having you on the show, brother. And any time that you want to come on and chat, we would definitely love to have you.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Anytime, man.
I could not be more happier
We
with
ain't
the
even
work
gotta
that
talk
Matt did
about
for
boats,
me.
brother. It don't even matter. Just come on the show. We just love having you.
Cool, man. I appreciate that, guys. Once I get my internet set up out here a little bit better and get a little bit better, streaming platform, then I'll definitely come on with you guys. I just wanted to say what's up to y'all.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
it, man.
Absolutely.
Good-
Thanks
good-
for stopping by, brother.
Good luck
Appreciate
at that
it.
tournament, man. Hope you win.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully we
Good
can
luck.
get some money.
Right.
Hell yeah.
All right,
Absolutely.
guys. Y'all have a good night, man. Happy Halloween, brothers.
See
All
you, man.
right, Matt. You too, brother.
Peace.
Let's
All
see
right.
what
So
we
there
got.
we go. We're
John
back.
Hanson.
I like that dude.
Yeah, Matt's awesome, man.
Oh yeah, Matt's the man, dude. I wasn't even trying
Somebody
to. I don't know if I can.
I think that's your dog.
I don't know if I could say it good enough that extremely good dude to work with if you need
Yeah.
something like done. I couldn't be happier or more.
I don't
more
need anything
satisfied.
done, but I would definitely rock one of those. I'll rock one of those drain plates in the Skeeter, man.
I kind of need some drain plates actually.
I'm gonna have to hit him up. I'm gonna send him a message.
But,
See if I can't get something.
Collab cam.
dude, he'll work with you too. What up, Dan? He'll work with you. What up, John Hanson in the house? Dan, what's up, brother? JCS Marine, Tom Over, Gunpowder. No, actually,
What's
just Chesapeake Bay Killer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, straight
Conowingo.
freaking- Yeah, straight
Octorero.
hammer. Straight
Octorero.
hammer.
Pretty much anywhere he puts his boat in the water.
Yeah, anywhere he drops his worm in the water.
I think he.
Freaking hammer.
I'm pretty sure he paid for all of the Thursday nighter beer at from the
Right,
Octorero
right.
tournaments this year.
Took all our money last year.
Octorero, man, he was killing it. Him and Nick were killing it on Octorero earlier this year.
Dude, I saw I saw a couple pictures from the smallmouth, or from October. There was some smallmouth caught up there in the last tournament. I thought that was kind of neat.
It'll probably be it'll be safe light till like 2:30, 3 o'clock, something like that. November 2nd.
Damn, I have to work.
So
that day.
shit, that's next weekend.
Yeah.
Is that the open, the same open that was like maybe like 2 years ago, where 10-pounder? Well, it was
Yes.
almost 10. That's
Yep.
That's where Victor called a 9. I think it was 978.
He don't like people talking about it. Like,
Whatever. Like, dude, own it. Like he
Yeah.
caught one almost 10.
yeah, it was 970. I was
970,
there.
978.
Why wouldn't
No.
you want to talk about that? That's awesome.
That is pretty cool.
It's pretty
sick.
freak. No, he don't want to talk about it because he don't want people to know
We're-
too many facts about it.
Which I totally
Just don't tell
understand.
them.
that.
Don't tell them the facts
It
about
don't
it.
even matter. You could tell somebody what you caught it on and exactly where you caught it, and nobody would ever replicate that again.
He called it right after I called a 1.5 pounder.
Tom,
That was the pattern. You just had to get the little one out of the way.
Yeah, I got the little one out the way for him, dude.
Tom, call me tomorrow night. I'm fishing the Chester County tomorrow.
Hi, Mom.
The banana. Everybody's worried about this banana guy.
I'm the handsome banana.
So, Rob, we talked a little bit about it last week, but what do you think about Motor Guide going out of business?
I mean, I have a motor guide.
Right. So, like,
I have a 24 volt motor guide X3. Of course, I just have a 10 boat. You know?
Right. Has it ever given you problems?
Aside from breaking cables.
I broke a cable on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they've
broke a cable.
they're notorious for breaking cables, but
No, not too many problems. Is a motor guy made
everybody
by,
everybody I know who had that same motor has broken a cable.
I have broken cable.
least
I ain't
one
gonna lie.
We had our last tournament of the year on Conowingo last weekend, and the one guy in our club that has a Motor Guy Tour Pro was not fishing after 8:30 because it wouldn't turn.
Does he have? Is that the spot lock one?
It doesn't. It doesn't give me a
Is that
whole lot
Lloyd?
of problems.
No, it was Jeff,
Jeff.
which sucks because it's a brand new Express.
How did he put a motor out on that piece of shit?
I don't know.
Well,
Or
what-
why?
Wait,
not.
what
No, I'm
happened
sorry.
to it?
Why did he put that piece of shit on his Express? Because I like
I
his
don't
boat.
know. I love that boat. It's a really nice boat.
What happened with mine? I know my hands look fucked up. It's a whole story. Oh, effed up. I'm sorry.
it's all
Not gonna put.
We're all a bunch of adults.
It's fire stop.
It's after
on
8 o'clock,
A
you're good.
wood
Yeah.
stove. It's a whole thing. But anyways, in my situation, I had a Minn Kota, and it was only a 12 volt. You know, because of aluminum tracker boat, and I was trolling actually through like the Clearwater side over, like going to the quarry,
Right.
and I hit that tree that comes out.
I think we've all hit that tree.
Yeah, the tree that everybody hit.
Yep,
yeah,
I did
it snapped the shaft.
You mean the tree?
So then
That
I'm
one?
like, oh crap, I need a new trolling motor. I'm gonna go 24 volt, and the motor guy just had the best deal at that time.
Yeah.
It didn't
I mean, that makes
matter to
sense.
me.
Did you get it
But-
brand new?
Those were good motors.
Yeah, I got a brand
Okay.
new.
Where'd you
Yeah,
get it from?
there's
Bass
nothing
Pro?
wrong with those.
No, on eBay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was still brand new.
That was before Motor Guy decided to start sucking.
Right, yeah. But then since then, yeah, I think I broke the cable on it once. And
What model is it? An iX3?
it's
Just
the
the
X3.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, for like a 10 boat like mine, I think it was like, I can't remember, $400.
I was gonna say like $400 or $500.
Yeah.
Right?
What's it, like a
yeah.
70-pound thrust or something?
Yeah, 70 pounds. So, I mean, it was like, shit. God dang it, I keep cursing.
No, it's all good.
$400, 70-pound thrust,
What the fuck,
24
Rob?
volts. Shut up! I will talk to bananas.
I like
Rob sees a banana and can only think about fucking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I ever replaced it and I really wanted to like go all out, I would just get like
Get the Ultrex and just
yeah,
be done with
get
it.
the
yeah.
Ultrex.
That's a
and
lot
keep
of weight
done
on
with
your
it.
little boat, though.
That's true too.
I mean, Ultrex is that motor. Like my motor weighs 105 pounds.
Damn.
Do they make a power pole move in 24 volt?
Power pole move, I believe, is 36 or 24.
Okay.
So here's the thing though. Remember, I changed my front deck all over to 10. I might have screwed up a little bit because it's too light now. So maybe a heavier troller motor
Might help you.
balance that out. Like, yeah,
Doing a lot of bouncing.
dude, I sit in the boat and it's like
Yeah.
there's no weight up front no more. So it's like
You might have to. So what side of your batteries on in the back?
the driver's side.
So your troll motor batteries are on that side.
Yeah, all three
All three.
batteries are
Might-
on the.
Might see if you
But the gas tank's on the other side.
can you move your gas tank.
I mean,
The batteries
Probably
are going to be
could,
heavier
yeah.
than the gas.
Yeah, the
I-
batteries are definitely going to be heavier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
but
swap
now
'em.
now I'm thinking that trolling motors. So all that's on the driver's side, the right hand side. Thinking a heavier trolling motor might balance that out.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
would help.
Man.
It would definitely help.
Well,
look into switching.
you
it,
said
so
how much
switch
does
it.
your weigh?
Mine weighs 105 pounds.
Oh yeah, that would balance it out.
Scott Dice said when I
It's like having a little Bradley as a passenger.
when I went to pick up my trolling motor, Scott Dice walks me to the back and goes, "There it is. I ain't picking that heavy son of a bitch up anymore."
There you go.
It's like you're carrying it to your truck yourself.
Nice.
So Jim Fallon said that he's got a 24. He has a pro.
Yeah,
The 195. I got the 165. Jim,
yeah.
but
His
still,
is quite a bit smaller, Jim.
Yeah, mine's a little smaller, but he's got the Ultrex 24 volt.
I think you could put an Ultra.
Oh,
you could put an Ultrex up
who's the handsome banana?
Hey, what's the
I
difference?
know. That's what I'm.
What's the difference between the Altera and the Tarova?
The Altera and the Tarova.
Yeah.
A lot of computerized stuff.
Okay.
I gotta clean these.
Altera has auto deploy and
Okay.
stuff like that.
Okay. But it still has spot lock and the electric pedal and all that crap.
Yeah.
how can you use the Tarova? Like, how could you possibly use an electric pedal with live scope if you're transition? It's like horrible.
It's stupid.
It's
You should always overpower.
I'll tell you
your
what,
trolling
like
mode.
when I was using Miles, when I was fishing on the front of Miles's boat with the Ultrex, it was a lot different than a true cable to point the live scope around.
Oh, yeah.
A lot different.
way different.
I'm gonna have to get used to that. It's gonna be tough to get
With
used
what?
to. Because mine's a true cable driven on my
Oh,
Maxim.
with his Ultrex?
Yeah.
It'll take you 15 minutes, and you'll never want to touch a regular trolling motor pedal again.
Yeah.
What they got that turn?
What, an
or whatever,
Ultrex
too,
pedal?
right?
Yeah,
Good turn.
dude, the Ultrex pedal is freaking.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
bananas
as long
here.
as you I
My
definitely had
bad.
to make some adjustments to that cable tensioner though,
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
it was real sensitive.
yeah. Some people like it like that. Like I like mine like real sensitive. Like if I just want to be able to.
I'm
to
so
just
off
touch it.
balance because of my ankles that I need mine to be a lot more tight.
Matt said the internet sucks in the shop. I haven't had time to mess with it, but it's coming.
Oh, cool. Nice,
Yeah, man. When you get that straight, and even before that, man, just you're always welcome to come on and BS with us, man. We love having you on. Really excited to see how that shop turns out. That's going to be pretty
Yeah, like
nice.
Scott said, the Altair is great for older folks or handicapped because it has the auto deploy. So you don't have
Okay.
to pick up you don't have to pick up a heavy trolling motor.
Gotcha.
What are you trying to say, bro?
yeah. What is that for me?
So the
No,
rip,
no,
so
I'm-
then
I was just saying,
joking.
Scott.
I know.
so then the Riptide is just a saltwater Tarova.
Yep.
Or it's just a white Tarova.
So the
What's the difference?
There's
The
a
Rova's a nice trolling motor.
there's a saltwater. I think there's a saltwater Tarova and a Riptide, or a saltwater Altera and a Riptide. And it's
Okay.
just the saltwater version.
I know the motor you're talking about.
Interesting.
But I think they make a saltwater Altera, if I remember right.
Yeah,
I don't know too much about
the
it.
electric pedal. I can't mess with it. I mean, I've tried on multiple boats.
You're
and I
gonna
just-
once you use it for an extended period of time, you'll love it.
Oh yeah, that's definitely better on the Ultrex for sure. I mean, like on the Tarovas
Oh,
or whatever.
that's
garbage.
suck.
Hot
Those are-
garbage.
They're hot garbage.
I don't know how anyone
totally
uses them.
They're gonna ban live scope anyway, so don't worry about it.
No, they're not.
They're not, they can ban lines.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, Christ, I was looking at some boats today during my lunch break, and like new from Nitro and new from whatever, like the 721 XL or the whatever it is,
The new one?
the Phoenix,
The new one, right?
the XLT, I think it's called.
XLS or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Then
That package comes with live scope. The same thing with the
yeah, you can get it with live scope or 360, I believe.
Yep, and the Z20 Pro XL because the XL Pro because for a while Nitro had the Z21 XL. Now there's the Z20 XL, and the XL Pro package comes with live scope. So like you're getting, package deals with new boats that come with live scope. There's no way that they're banning it at any. I mean, maybe a couple local trails run by old guys that hate it, but any.
PFL banned it.
NPFL banned it. There was a
Well, yes.
50% of their anglers were not very happy with that either.
Right, but I mean, it's
believe
like
that.
I don't think you're ever going to see it banned in the BFLs. I don't think you're ever going to see it banned in the whatever series that draws a lot of people to fish.
Do you think this?
Yeah, I don't think you'll ever see it go into
newer
grassroots stuff.
technology will come out that will make forward faces sonar obsolete, anyways.
Well, I think they're starting. What they're starting on right now is setting standards so that when newer stuff comes out, they can draw. They can draw a line in the sand.
Right.
Like,
I mean-
okay, like that's not going to be allowed.
Yeah, technically, you can get an underwater drone, and just fly it around.
Well, that was
underwater
like the,
and see
I mean, you can
everything.
use the Aquaview.
Well, right,
Yeah,
Aquaview
right,
was,
and there's Aquaview,
but that was banned
right.
initially.
Yeah, you
right?
can't use that in tournament. You can use it in practice for Bassmaster, but you can't use it in tournaments.
Speaking of Bassmaster, I guess we should talk about that. We got to talk about the fact that the Open's coming here.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
We haven't touched
Open-
it
I
yet.
love when the
in
opens come
July.
here.
And it won't. Hopefully,
It'll be a
it
good
won't
time of
happen
year.
In the middle of a
Yeah,
freaking
they
basic
came
tropical
September.
storm.
Yeah,
September last
July.
year.
Last time,
2 years
not
ago.
one last year, but 2-3 years
2
ago,
years
they
ago.
came in September.
It's gonna be in
So-
July this year. That's
So
gonna be-
here's the
Hold on,
thing.
hold on.
Man, I thought it was like 4 years.
It's gonna be a
ago.
slugfest.
So here's the thing.
Before we get into that, right? Because remember when they came here, we had Logan Parks on.
Yep.
Well, remember Logan Parks won the Bass Pro Shop, the $1 million.
Yeah, the $1 million. His
And,
partner just made the Elite Series.
That's what I was getting to.
Yep.
Tucker Smith made the Elite Series, so congrats to him. So now Logan and him both are on the Elites.
So we were talking amongst some of the guys in my club about
Yeah, you did, Zach.
I knew about it coming here like 3 weeks ago.
So,
Yeah.
so we were talking about the Open, and a couple guys in the club were like, "Well, I might want to fish it," and I was, by all means, right, get an opportunity to fish an Open in your backyard, and they were like, "Well, you got to win. If you win, you get a spot to the Classic." And one of the guys said,
Only if you fish all 4.
"Correct."
Right.
So, and here's the deal.
It used to be
right?
all 9 last year, wasn't it? Or
But
something?
No,
this is what
it's 3 in the
it's the
division.
third tournament in the series, right?
Yep.
The
So
Eastern.
So if you think you have a good shot, and let's be honest, any local that's worth a shit on the Upper Bay can go out and win that Open, right? Any local that is just a consistent hammer, right, could go out and win that Open.
Right.
It could happen, right?
Right.
But the thing of it is, if you don't fish all 4 of the tournaments, it doesn't matter if you win unless you're just in it for the change and to say I won the Open,
Only
which
get
is
50,
cool.
yeah, which
You
is
get
I mean
the
50 like
grand-
50 grand, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
you win 50 grand.
Right. I mean, it's cool, but it's like if you're trying to move on, if you want to fish the Open to move on to the next thing, you have to fish all of them.
If you're trying to get to the Classic and all
And
that,
honestly, I think that's fair. I think that's fair because there are guys who dump everything they have into that, and like I was saying last week, a local could come in and spoil a tournament. Well, if they're only fishing that one, doesn't really matter.
I think Pete
So I kinda like
Galusic-
that.
Pete Galusic could fish it. Maybe what's his name?
I'm very much thinking about fishing.
What's
if
the
I can get
Elite
into
Series pro that fishes Upper Bay? all the time?
Greg De Palma.
Yeah, Greg De Palma.
So this
probably
brings
fish
up
it.
a
Gray
good
Buck.
point. Yeah, Gray Buck, Adrian Avina
Yeah,
might fish
Gray
it.
Buck, Adrian.
So,
Avina, yeah.
so the first tournament is on Clarks Hill in Georgia. The second one is the problem. Like I could make it to Georgia. Like I could fish that
Where's
tournament.
the second one? Texas or something?
Missouri.
Good lord, way up.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Danny
far.
Brower,
That's far, dude.
old Stop McGrath.
It's like a
down.
13 to 14 hour drive.
Matt
south.
Downs
Yeah.
says that he has a huge order of apparel dropping in December. He's got shirts,
Sweet.
sweatshirts, hats,
Cool.
beanies,
I will.
hooded fishing shirts. He said he's took the leap of faith and made a big investment in apparel. I'm definitely interested in
I'll
some.
buy
some
some,
stuff,
Matt.
yeah.
I'll buy some.
Yeah, for sure.
So the second one's Clarks Hill. The third one's
First one's Clarks Hill. Second one is Big Tom
Okay.
in Missouri.
Third
Or,
one's the
I'm
Upper
sorry,
Bay.
not Missouri. It's Mississippi. I don't know why I said Missouri.
That's still
why I
that's
said
still
it's
far
south.
though.
But that's that's a 17, 18 hour drive.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
Third
all
one's
day.
third one's Upper Bay, and the fourth one's St. Lawrence. So like I can make 3 out of the 4,
Right.
but that
But here's the
that
problem.
Mississippi tournament is
You also got to remember if you're fishing an Open, you're probably taking a week off of work at a time. So that's 4 weeks PTO
yeah.
if
What's
you
the
have
entry
I got it.
fee?
it. Right.
I got-
$2,000 a tournament for a boater.
I get
So
3
you're
weeks of
talking
PTO a year.
$8,000.
Right.
I have
So-
210 hours of PTO right now.
Right.
So
Hey,
I'm not
I
worried
got
about
the
I'm not
time.
worried about the time off.
I got the,
The
time.
money is-
I don't
yeah,
have the
it's-
$8,000 that you need.
Well, you got to pay the $8,000 up front. It doesn't include your fuel. Doesn't include your everything else.
Man, I would have to quit eating.
No, I heard
cheesesteaks.
from somebody that is in tight with the Northeast like Chamber of Commerce.
So here is what.
Somebody's asking Paul a
I did.
question.
I just answered.
So here is what I think is the important distinction between the Bass Master Opens and the Bass Nation Opens that a lot of people don't understand. And I learned a lot of this myself after talking with
The
the,
Bass
guys
Nation
at my club.
Regionals, you mean?
The regional opens or whatever you want to call
Bass
it.
Nation Regionals.
Yes. Open format, but it's not really an open. And what I mean by that is there's no pros. You're not you're not allowed to fish it if you're a pro. So Greg De Palma is not fishing the Nation Regional if it's
I don't
on the
know
Upper
what
Bay.
I don't know what the rules on that are. If they changed them, because when the last regional that I fished, when it was the old format, I mean, we had former Elite Series pros in there.
Well, I mean the new format, the one that started
Yeah,
last year.
I know. I don't know. I didn't hear about them
But
changing. the
Greg's
rules for
still
that.
in the Elite Series, not former
Oh, yeah,
Elite
yeah.
Series.
Yeah, no, the
So,
new
did you have, like current Elite
I thought they
Series
were
pros,
called
or just former?
Nation Opens, Bass Nation Opens.
They're the regionals.
Okay.
Nation regionals.
So, but the thing about those
Regional
is,
qualifiers, I think is what they call
yeah,
them.
but the thing about there's 4 of them, and there's like
3.
Is there 3? Okay. But you only have to fish one, and if you fish in the top
25,
then you move on to the next thing. I don't know what
Nation
the
championship.
Nation championship. That's right.
which I also just qualified for.
Right. So, which is cool because you can, you know what I mean? Like, you could pick.
Excuse me. I'm
You
sorry,
have
man.
one
It's been a
tournament
long
that's
day.
within 4 or 5 hours of driving, and you want to put your eggs in that basket and go and make it to something else and not compete against pros that do this for a living. You have the opportunity to do that. And I like that Bassmaster did that through the nation.
I
I
mean,
just think it's cool.
I don't know what their rules are because Will Davis won the nation championship last year because he was the nation championship from the year before, and you always get an invite back. But you know he's an elite series. He's an elite series pro, and he won the nation championship this year.
Yeah, but he got invited back.
Right. So I don't know what their
I'm gonna look
exact
it up.
rules are on it, but.
I'm gonna look at it.
But
Right
that being
now.
said, I don't have to fish any of the regionals next year because I'm already qualified for the nation championship next year.
where is that?
They haven't announced it yet.
Oh, okay.
This year,
What are you hoping it will be?
I'm hoping for like Gunnersville, something like that. But
Yeah, Gunners.
I wouldn't be opposed to Texas either.
Like go back to. Didn't you go to Lake Fork?
Yeah, it won't be on it won't be on Fork because of the slot limit, but Rayburn, Toledo Bend. Rayburn would be okay. I like Rayburn. Conroe's okay. I don't mind Conroe.
What about a river?
It could be Mississippi River would be cool. You could. This year it's on Grand Lake. Frank's heading out. He's leaving next week.
Oh,
for
nice,
that.
nice.
Oklahoma, right?
Good luck, Frank.
It could be on Eufaula, Gunnersville, Chickamauga. There could be a lot of.
So, Paul,
there's
you
a lot
have
of options.
you have fished a lot out of state, right?
Quite a
you know,
bit,
yeah. Where's your favorite place you have fished so far?
St. Lawrence River.
St. Lawrence.
Yeah, without a doubt, hands down, favorite.
Giant
best,
smallmouth.
best place on earth.
Giant
Yeah, it really
smallmouth.
is.
Just,
It really is. Giant largemouth too.
Second,
yeah,
probably,
yeah.
second favorite probably Lake Fork.
Lake Fork.
Lake Murray's up there.
Uh-huh.
Murray's really cool. Douglas Lake in Tennessee is really cool. I like these East Tennessee leagues.
Yeah.
Those are cool. Douglas is really cool.
Did you fish Dale Hollow or at all?
I've never fished Dale Hollow. No, I've never fished the Western Tennessee stuff.
Then you got like Kentucky Lake and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind like Kentucky Lake and like Chickamauga and stuff. I don't mind anything that's like that. That's a ledge fishing tournament. Like I love fishing offshore. So
I'm sure Tony would love St. Lawrence. You've been up there.
Tony's been to
before,
St. Lawrence.
but
He was just-
Tony,
he was just
Tony
up
is
twice.
a, yeah. How many times you been up
Twice.
he was up there earlier this year.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't move there, dude.
Dude, that place
The way
is
you
incredible.
love small
Now
mouth
the
fishing,
winter
dude.
time sucks up
Yeah,
there.
it's a long winter and a
Yeah.
short summer, but the small. I mean, we
be a
caught a
great place-
5-pound smallmouth every day we were up there.
They
It'd be a
got
great
some
place to have a
kinda,
summer home.
Yes.
They have some kind of
Or
weird like
cabin or
rules too. Like on the Canadian side, you can't fish at certain times.
Well, you have to. So
it's it's like June.
you can't
15th.
even
It's
fish
like it's like
prior to that. Yeah.
it's like fishing. It's like fishing in like Maryland freshwater, where you can't like Pennsylvania. Like it's technically like you can't target bass. Like the rules. are, like,
I see what you're
yeah.
saying. Yeah.
But you can go walleye fishing.
It's kind of crazy.
And
that you
walleye, hey, guess what? Walleye eat a drop shot.
Yeah, I was just drop
Mm-hmm.
shotting. I didn't mean to catch that bad. I didn't mean to catch that 6-pound smallmouth.
I was just slow rolling this swim bait for walleye, and I caught 5-6 pounds of smallmouth. You know?
Hey, what can I do? I think.
Yeah, St. Lawrence River is probably my favorite.
I think what's his name moved up there and guides on that river.
Travis,
now.
yeah.
Yeah, Travis Manson.
So there were 4. They call them national qualifiers. So nation national qualifier. There was Eufaula, Arkansas River.
Was there 4? I thought there was 3.
Yeah, there were 4. So Eufaula, Arkansas River, Mississippi River, and Lake Champlain. Because I was thinking about doing
I forgot
Champlain.
about you, fella.
Champlain would have been pretty cool because
Yeah.
it's not super far. I mean, it's still far.
Joe DeVoe qualified for the nation championship this year. He's not even going.
Really?
Yeah,
Where at?
Champlain.
Damn, he went up there and qualified and
Yeah,
isn't going.
as a rider. Yeah,
Wow, that's
Yeah,
still
he
pretty,
did-
that's still really
he
cool.
did really.
though.
He was in like 3rd place the first
Hey,
day.
read Jim's Headwaters Jim's comment. He's basically saying like he doesn't know a lot about tournaments, Why do they do tournaments on lakes like OHIV or those lakes?
So
where
funny story. There's a tournament on OHIV right now.
is it?
Yes.
Yeah, but I think he's asking like, why would they have a tournament? Wait a minute. Look.
Why don't they? Why don't they do tournaments?
Oh,
on
why
lakes like
don't
OHIV?
they do?
So a lot of it actually comes down to the facilities of the lake. So if the lake doesn't have the ability to run big tournaments, it's not going to happen.
So the MLF team series is on OHIV right now.
really?
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
cool.
And if you looked at the
Giants.
weights, you would laugh.
Wow, they're catching dinks.
The biggest fish caught in 2 days is a 4-pounder.
Holy
Because
shit!
that place got
And there's been
that
one.
place got aired.
The next
out.
biggest is 214.
OHIV got aired out when the Sixth Sense crew went.
There's
up
still
there and
giants in there.
Milliken- Yeah, they're still in there,
Like,
but they
but it's-
got smashed.
Well,
dude.
Josh Jones
Yeah.
put that place on the map
Jo-
big time.
No.
no, it
Milliken
was
did. Really?
Milliken at first. Yeah, Milliken.
Milliken's the one that broke
and then
it
the
out.
Sixth Sense crew went.
He went there
then
and caught.
Josh-
He
yeah.
caught that like 55-pound bag on camera.
Dude, they were breaking like the lake record every day. Like,
Yeah,
it was
it was like once a
crazy.
week they were breaking the lake record.
Luke
was getting
Duncan went up there with them, the Sixth Sense crew. Like Milliken found it. He discovered like there's giants in here, and this is like, and then it was interesting because the locals knew it. They kept it secret.
Right.
And Milliken, he's a YouTuber, so next thing you know, it got aired out. They were not happy with him. They might kill him if they said.
There's a lot of dude, there's a lot of little lakes like that in Virginia, like little lakes that you've never heard of that they don't have tournaments on, but they're like it seems like a lot of the biggest fish come from the smallest lakes.
Yeah, it's only an 8,000 acre lake.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like
deep though, right?
So Joe finished 17th at Champlain.
that's awesome.
On the Conowingo side.
Joe who?
Joe DeVoe from
dude,
Bellevue.
that's super cool.
That's super cool.
Where is Champlain? That's not Maine, right?
No,
it's on
Champlain
it's
is
on the New York Vermont border.
Yeah, New York.
Okay, so it's upstate. It's not that much farther than like Waddington.
All the
then.
good small.
It's like
yeah.
no, it's quite a bit farther actually.
Is it really?
So it take maybe not than Waddington. So to get to Clayton, it takes 7 hours to get to Clayton. It takes like 9.5 to get to Champlain.
Okay.
All the
it's-
good
it's a couple hours
smallmouth
further.
fishing is up there.
No,
No?
I mean, it's no.
As far as I knew, I don't
Harrisburg.
smallmouth fish, so I'm not,
Harrisburg.
like, big on it. But
Harrisburg area is some of the best smallmouth
Really?
fishing in the country. Yep.
It's just
PA?
it's impossible. You
just
can't
have
get
to have
to
a
it.
jet boat.
PA.
Yeah. You just have to have a
Really?
jet boat.
What is that? Like the Susquehanna? Mm-hmm. Interesting.
You just got to have a jet boat. Virginia's got some sleeper reservoirs that produce giant
bet
bass.
it.
Yeah,
Yep.
Tony's told us about a couple of those.
Moomaw is one. Sandy River Reservoir is one. Lake Robertson, which is basically a pond, there's been a 10
then you
pounder
got-
caught there.
Why
You
don't
got
you
Smith
tell everybody
Mountain.
where?
Smith Mountain's got giants. There's giant fish in Lake Anna.
Well, the thing of it is these other lakes that I was just talking about, they're not F1s. Like they're natural. Yeah, John's back on, but yeah. So Sandy River's got massive fish. Like there's 40-pound bags have come out of Sandy River
Really?
Reservoir. Yes, and it's trolling motor only, so a lot of guys don't want to fish it.
Ask Jason Shea about smallmouth up in PA.
No tournaments on that lake. Moomaw, I have physically seen a 7-pound smallmouth weighed in a tournament on Lake Moomaw.
Really?
It was like seeing
Jason-
Bigfoot, dude. It was crazy.
So Jason's a guide on the Susquehanna.
Oh, Dan must know.
He's
What
with
up, Dan?
Susquehanna Smallmouth Solutions.
Okay.
Jason's a real good guide up there.
Cool.
Dan the man.
I've bought a lot of reels from Jason at Susquehanna Fishing Tackle during their events.
Oh, okay.
He's a-
All right.
he's-
yeah. I probably met him before then if he's up
He's
there.
got he's always at the behind the Daiwa counter.
Oh yeah, I probably met him.
Little,
before,
kind of a
for
short
sure.
guy.
But it's like it seems like these smaller lakes always put out the biggest fish. I mean, it's like Bugs Island.
Well, it's because they don't get. I think a lot of it is they don't get
Pressure.
much pressure. Yeah.
Yeah, and a smaller population is. Just
But then you look
they
at
eat.
like.
or what's
But
the
you
one?
can look at bigger lakes too. Like look at Fork.
yeah,
You look at Fork. Look
but
at
there's Florida fish in there. So.
Look at Chickamauga. You look at lakes like that,
What's-
Gunnersville.
what's
They put out giants.
What's
too.
the damn Occoquan? Apparently, that place has giants.
Where's
Occoquan?
Yeah. I mean, it's got big fish in it.
I've heard
Not
about
giant. I mean,
where's
I've heard
that?
of big fish.
I mean, I've heard it's not
I've
hard
heard-
to catch like a 30-pound stringer down there.
so
Really?
I see a lot. You see a lot. So keep in mind that some of the 30-pound stringers that you see in like some of these springtime tournaments are 6 fish limits too.
Okay, fair enough.
We don't know where Chad. He's playing with his banana.
Yes, Chad's playing with his banana.
That's still a 5-pound average for.
Oh yeah.
I
No,
mean-
so it's a big sack for sure, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that place has some really big fish in it.
That kind of caught me
What
off
is
guard
it?
because I
It's
saw
called
like a 30.
Aquapond?
There was like a 36-pound.
Virginia?
Yeah, but it's right across the border. It's pretty close.
What did it say?
It's off the Potomac. It's a dammed reservoir just on the Occoquan River, close
Yeah, I
to the
saw.
Potomac.
I mean, there was that 36-pound bag this spring, and then found out that's a 6-fish limit. It's not as your average. It's still 6-pound average. Like
Right.
it's still giants, right? But it's not like you just have to. I'm just saying that to put. I'm not taking credit away from anyone. I'm just putting it in perspective.
Right. Yeah, no, that matters.
Bynum Run Pond by John Carroll High School puts out big bass.
Really?
Yeah, we know John. We know a 2-pounder is big for you. So
Damn. Called him out. Called him out. Yeah, that's pretty neat. The
So we want to get back to the
Shane
open.
said the same thing. 6-fish limit for Occoquan.
What?
So we want to get back to the opens.
Like, I'm confused. What's wrong with the 6?
Nothing. It's
No,
just
no. It's just like you see these like giant weights, and you're like, oh my god, that's huge.
Oh,
But it's
because
just
it's
6
not
fish,
5 fish.
so it's
Right,
not like
okay,
just putting it in perspective. It's still impressive, but
Yeah, but you're weighing 6 fish, not 5. I got it.
yeah, it's still fucking impressive. But I'm just saying that to put it in perspective.
Yeah.
So
If you put some weights down their mouth, you can get even more.
Yeah,
so
sure.
the opens, kind of in July. That's
It's going to be good.
it's also going to fish extremely small.
I bet you Keith Poche
Oh, I don't
fishes.
know.
Keith Poche is going to fish the GP.
He's not gonna fish.
I kind of.
He doesn't fish the opens.
Oh, he ain't fishing them
No.
anymore.
I think it's going to fish really
No,
small.
he dropped out.
He
of the,
did fish the
He dropped out of the Elite Series. He qualified for the Elite
Oh.
Series that year, then he dropped out. He dropped out of the Elite Series and went back to BP.
He didn't do
fish
good on the
BPT.
Elite Series. If I remember when I was looking at AOI, he was pretty
No,
down
he didn't do
there.
terrible.
No.
He had a couple good tournaments.
You'd be very surprised at some of the names you see at the bottom of the list of AOI
I know.
this year. It's
Yeah, it's crazy. Scott Martin's down there.
Yeah, Scott Matt Robinson,
Canterbury or
yeah,
Scott Canterbury.
Canterbury.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of like the. I think I could be wrong, but I think Polinick didn't even make the Classic this year.
I don't think he did. No.
Wow, it's all changing, dude. So the world.
Or maybe
Tony,
maybe,
the whole world's upside down,
Yeah.
dude. What are we gonna do, man?
But then, I mean, where was Trey
don't
McKinney
know,
in the
Fallon
AOI
probably-
race?
Trey McKinney was like second.
In the AOI?
second or third,
As
yeah.
a rookie?
Yeah.
He definitely got Rookie of the Year, I'm assuming, right?
Hold on, I'll pull it
Johnson.
up.
Chris Johnson was
Because
won
there was some-
AOI. I think Trey McKinney was
this rookie,
second.
Wesley
and
Gore
Corey
was
Johnson
ninth.
might have been third.
Wesley
Go ahead.
So here, I'll pull it up.
Yeah, the rookie class is
The
gets
Johnson,
better and better.
The Johnson
This
brothers
rookie
are out
class
there.
this year was phenomenal.
Hey, wait till the next one comes.
So for rookies, you had Trey McKinney in second.
Who I don't like, but he can fish.
Cody Huff is not a rookie. John Garrett was 8th. Wesley
Heard
Gore
some-
was 10th. Tyler Williams was 11th.
Tyler Williams
Robert-
is the rookie I like.
Robert G was 13th. I like Robert G too. He's pretty
Yeah,
good.
Robert G's pretty good.
JT Tompkins was 15th. Kyle Patrick was 16th. The worst rookie this year was Milliken in 28th.
wow.
So
Wow.
but
That's
it's
the
still,
wor- that was the worst.
28th place in AOI.
That's amazing.
Dude.
Yeah,
insane.
that's insane. That's dominant.
So
yeah, if you
what's-
look down at the
what's-
you want to
what's
look down at the bottom of the
elite-
list.
Can we sit
No,
here
the,
for a second and say that all those guys that we just named are phenomenal live scopers?
Yes. Yeah, even
So-
Tyler Williams, although he only
The other
fishes
thing
the
you have
jig,
to-
which is pretty cool.
I think that
that
gets. I think that their other talents get overshadowed too.
Okay.
Because some of those guys are like Wesley Gore will beat your brains in with a swim jig. Like
Well, that's what I'm saying. Tyler Williams, with
he
the
was
jig.
doing things on the gunpowder down here. Well, I talked to him. Me and Kevin talked to him in practice. He was catching fish on a swim jig down here in like areas that I didn't realize had fish.
Yeah. Yeah. Logan Parks.
So,
So I talked to him. He went to the
I think because
Forbidden Zone and live scoped the Forbidden Zone, and he did good in that tournament. I forget, maybe 14th place.
Kyle
or something
Patrick
like
was
that.
fishing in there the whole time.
Yeah, a couple people went there. But hey, Paul, can you bring up the Elite Series
what?
Angler of the Year?
That's what we're looking at.
standings? Oh, I thought you said the Rookie of the Year.
I was going through the rookies.
Oh yeah,
That was the
So,
Angler of the Year.
Chris Johnson was first, right?
Yes.
Trey
McKinney
McKinney was
second.
second.
Corey Johnson was third. Jacob Fouts was fourth. How about that? What a turnaround.
Jacob Phelps.
Dude, that was
crying.
that was so awesome. You know, that was he buckled. Justin Hamner was 5th. I really wanted Justin Hamner to win. I love that dude.
Is he the one that got ran off the spot in the St. Lawrence?
No,
No,
Who
that
does
was
that?
Robert G.
Hamner's the
Well-
one that won the Classic.
Okay.
Wasn't that what Tony's talking about? Robert G, Chris Johnson, Corey Johnson situation, I think. He's talking
Yeah, it
about.
wasn't as big of a
Yeah.
deal as the internet made it out. To be.
Right, yeah.
That's the thing.
That's what they all said. All 3 of them that were involved said that.
Yeah. The picture that got posted, apparently the picture that got posted of them was, where they were like boat to boat. Robert G was drifting down with the current.
But him and Chris had talked.
Chris was sitting in one spot, and then Robert G drifted down to him like he had caught a fish and drifted down to him,
right.
and then went back up to where he was. Like it wasn't as big a deal as the internet made it out to be, apparently. From what
So it wasn't like Jason Lambert and Randy Haynes.
no.
That was wild, dude.
The Matt Herron one and
Randall Tharp.
Randall
remember that.
Tharp. It's in the box. You see that? It's in the box.
That shit is fun.
Oh,
So-
Matt's watching.
Wasn't that on Cumberland? Like
If you
Cumberland?
watch it, what's up, Matt?
I
I
don't
love that
remember.
video.
So rounding out the top 10,
here we go.
you have Cody Huff in 6th. Cody Huff's phenomenal angler. Has fished with Rick Clun for years.
I know it is.
Jay Shakir at 7th. Quiet. Never hear. You never hear.
He
a lot
won
about
the
him.
St. Lawrence last year, right?
Yeah, first person to break 100 pounds of smallmouth, if I remember right.
Now it's like every time they go to the St. Lawrence, it's 100 pounds of smallmouth.
John Garrett in 8th. John Garrett, another quiet dude. He won an Elite Series tournament this year. Good old Jordan Lee in 9th. Yeah, right back in there.
Another
Yeah.
quiet one.
Just jump back into the
Wesley
elites.
Gore in 10th, Tyler Williams in 11th, Patrick Walters, Robert G. He got the rookies there.
Okay,
Chris
now-
Zaldane will come back this year, 14th in points.
He's been fishing good, dude.
You know what's
Who's last place?
Bernie Schultz.
Bernie Schultz?
Damn! Oh, come on, Uncle Bern.
Oh, come
No,
on.
I'm sorry. Bernie Schultz is ahead of Clint Davis, who left the Elite for medical reasons. He
saw
left
that
earlier
video.
this year for medical reasons. So yes, Bernie Schultz is last.
I didn't tell you guys that
Let's
Bernie
do-
Schultz
let's
is my
do
uncle.
The,
Right?
the last top 5.
So Bernie Schultz, Chad Pipkins, Jamie Hartman, Buddy Gross.
Wow.
Those are, and Derek Hudnall, but Derek Hudnall stopped partway through the season.
Well,
What
Buddy
happened
Gross
with
doesn't
Buddy
run a-
Gross? He's been fishing the MPFL as well, I believe.
He doesn't
So,
run a bullet
he's a
anymore.
hammer,
That's what
dude.
happened.
What's that?
He doesn't run a bullet anymore. That's what happened.
Is that what happened?
So does
He
anybody?
runs a Phoenix now. I'm pretty sure.
He does run he runs a 721.
Oh, good.
Does anybody remember an angler getting disqualified earlier this year
Yeah. Let me
for
think.
fishing during the off limits?
Yeah.
Did you know? And you heard the angler's name, and they're pretty seasoned. They've been around a little while.
I don't know who you're talking about.
I'm
They
not
made a
I'm not gonna
mistake
mention
and they
names.
policed themselves. I remember this. I gotta remember who it was.
He was never fishing off limits.
No.
He told him he was fishing off limits because they said if he didn't come to the tournament, he was going to be either fined or like suspended or something like that. And
So that's why he turned
had-
himself in.
when
too.
they had moved a date on the tournament, and he had a cruise with his mom. So he and his mom's health's not real good. And so he told him that he fished off limits to get disqualified
So he could,
because they wouldn't let him just not come to the tournament.
oh wow.
Wow. I get that though.
I remember who. I don't remember who it
That's
was.
what I heard.
But I remember the story because he turned himself in.
I think it was either Buddy. I think it was either Buddy Gersh or Clint Davis.
I think it was Clint Davis. I know it wasn't Buddy Gross. So I
But
think
that's
it
what
was Clint Davis.
that's what I heard, that he never
Scoot over there. You go, Paul.
he never actually fished during the off limits. He just told him that he did, knowing that was the day, that the
Right.
last day, the last day of off limits. Mm-hmm. Said, "Oh, I got my dates mixed up. I was out." Sorry, and turned himself in so that he would get disqualified for the tournament and wouldn't get penalized for it.
Oh wow. Yeah, that is
Wow.
interesting. Hey Tony, I thought you said we were shutting it down at 8:30, man. It's
Yeah,
8:41,
we're getting
brother.
there.
I gotta get up early. I got work tomorrow.
I gotta work tomorrow. I
Dude,
gotta work
where,
this whole
where you
weekend.
fishing at tomorrow, Paul?
Chester County out of the Northeast.
Oh, is that open?
Yeah.
Obviously it is because you don't.
I mean, I fished our trail, so
How many
Yeah,
boats
you're
are
not-
there?
you're not
What are they going to be,
club
like
member.
40 boats or something
I
like
think
that?
it was like 60 in their last one.
Dude, our
That's not
opens
bad.
get serious.
The earlier ones have over 100 every time.
Yeah, and then once
Yeah.
people drop out, people drop out in the fall because of hunting season and stuff like that.
So they had a tournament on the gunpowder this year.
Oh yeah, their club did.
Yeah, my friend Travis won it. Travis Nail. Congrats, Travis. He came in first on the GP.
Did you give him
for
a little
Chester
juice?
County Bassmasters. I might have gave him a little bit of info, but they was allowed to get info. So
I don't give info on the.
so
You know what? Yeah, I look at it this way: friend or not.
you ain't telling nobody.
Think about all the time that you put in to learn that stuff on the gunpowder,
That's true. That's true. That's true.
and you tell somebody maybe they have a co-angler,
And then
and
they
their
tell
co-angler
somebody.
tells somebody, and it just
get
the
it.
next thing you know, it blows up.
Yep.
That's a
So
good point. I didn't give him that much info.
I mean, I'll give I'll give.
How do you get to the
like-
quarry? How do you
like
get to the forbidden zone?
Let them bust their lower units up.
He won the tournament. I didn't get a cut. So
Let
yeah,
them
baby,
let them
you're
bust
right.
let them bust their lower units up just like we have.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
man.
that's true.
Because the more people that fish in there, the more people that are going to fish in there, and the more pressure that the water that we like to fish is going to get.
That's
So,
true.
You know what? If they ask, can you get into the quarry canal? I tell everybody, man, there's
you can.
there's a lot of logs out on that flat. That's all I'll say.
You got to go across that mud flat.
There's a lot of logs on that mud flat.
And if that wind's blowing, the tide's going out. Better get out of there.
I mean, I'm not
Here
lying.
comes the banana man.
I'm right. Like I'm not lying to them,
No,
but that's all I'll tell
yes.
them. That's all I'm telling somebody is there's a lot of logs out on that mud flat.
Gotta
Yes.
be careful cutting through there, boy. True. I just, hey,
I knocked my skeg off going into the
Balls
going to
through-
the Days Cove Canal.
hey, close your eyes and let it fly.
You know how many times I ran that?
Yeah, you know me.
Over by the duck blind.
Oh yeah,
Going into that one. I bet I've ran it 1,000 times and never hit anything. I take the skeeter in there like one time, boom, knock
Never
skeg off.
fails. I don't know if Dan's still on, but man, I ran out the quarry canal somewhere like hundreds of times. And me and Dan run out it one day, and I hit a log, knocked the whole freaking the cowling off my freaking motor, landing on the front deck.
Did you guys
Yeah.
say
Ran
Matt
it 100
Heron was
times.
What's that?
So.
You say
watching?
what?
Did you guys say Matt Heron was watching?
No.
No,
We were talking about the Matt Heron and Randall Tharp.
We
Okay.
got into talking about fishing beefs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
Matt,
just talking
Matt
about
might
fishing
be
beefs.
watching. Oh, he does watch. Him and his wife, man. I gotta send
like
him
Matt.
some crab
He's funny.
soup. He takes the Maryland crab soup mix and he makes like
Makes it better.
gumbo.
Oh, that's awesome.
He uses it to make gumbo. He calls it like Maryland, Alabama gumbo or something
Nice,
like that.
okay.
It's pretty cool. So I gotta send him some more.
Crab gumbo.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we were talking about just not
You see, Dan said that
Like,
shit was crazy.
not
Yeah, it
giving
was,
people
Dan.
information about the gunpowder
Stop.
because
Yeah.
fuck them. If they want to learn how to get into the quarry canal, they can bust their lower units up like we have for the last
Dude,
you know,
yeah,
last
Go catch 5
15
pounds.
years.
Yeah.
I think everybody's seen my broken prop collection. If you didn't, I'll send you a picture. It's about 20 of them or so.
Right. I mean, we
Yeah.
broke props, lower units,
Yeah.
busted off skegs to learn, to learn these
I
waters.
gave
Spent a
Tony
lot
like
of
3
time
busted motors.
trying to
let them
two or
learn
three
it. Let
busted
it learn
motors.
themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've had so many people ask me if you can get into the quarry canal, and the only thing that I say is, "Man, there's a lot of logs out on that flat." Like I'm not lying to them,
No.
but I'm not going to tell them. I'm not going to give them waypoints for all the logs that are out there that I have. marked.
Dude, you wanna
not really
know?
worth it.
You
I don't
wanna
want to see anybody break their shit up.
I don't want to see anybody break their stuff,
I'll
but I
tell them if
also
they're
like.
getting shallow, I'll be like, hey man, you're gonna.
you wanna know an inside
Right.
tip?
Like I was trying to say, like there's a lot of logs out there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give them the trail to get in there.
I'm gonna give.
Go figure that shit out yourself.
But that trail that people take is not the best way in. Believe it or
it
not.
always changes
L,
too. That's the other thing that you have to look at. I mean, you have to. It's different every spring.
Yeah, so this one year, we tried to get in and couldn't get in because the tide was so low,
There's also some.
and I had to get out.
Concrete
and,
blocks out there
Push
that
the
you might wanna
boat.
look out
Yeah,
for.
oh yeah, it's all
Wait,
kind
are
of
there
stuff
really?
out there you can hit.
Really?
But
I
let
found
me
them when I got stuck that one day.
Somebody
Well-
just like drop them out there, I guess?
I guess. Yeah.
Damn.
listen, dude. So I had to get out the boat, and we're talking like low tide.
got my boat.
I couldn't get into my boat, right?
I got my boat stuck on top of them.
Yeah.
The concrete blocks.
So
Remember that? Remember when I was stuck? You were fishing that tournament,
I
right?
get out the boat, and I had to drag it to deeper water, and you'd be very surprised what a deeper water is at on that flood.
It's probably right up on the bank.
It is.
It is. I know exactly where it's at.
That's why you always see me run that way.
You only see me like.
It was the only place
I
we
can
could
see
get the boat to even float. I had to drag it through the mud to get it to it because the tide was that low that
There's
day.
a little channel that runs
Yes.
about 20 feet off the reeds.
Yep.
Like if you look at the great big lay down that's out there,
Right where the tree is, yeah.
where that
Yeah.
tree is. It's
Yeah, we
just
all
on the
know
outside-
that lay
Just
down.
on the outside of that. But so a little farther out off that channel, there's freaking concrete blocks out there. I got when I was trolling motoring out in that tournament. That I remember it was real low when you came by.
Oh,
me,
the
you said-
day I was like, Paul, we better get out of here.
Like, I'm
now.
getting out of here.
Yeah, yeah.
So I hung my boat up. I thought it was hung up on a log, and like, dude, it scratched the shit out of the bottom. Of
Oh,
my
that
boat,
was that
too.
day? I
Yeah.
remember that day. Yeah.
Like I'm getting out and trying to push my boat off of this, and I just hear, and I'm like, that sucks. And like I get the boat. I mean, what am I gonna do, right? I'm stuck. So I get the boat like mostly off of it, and like I step forward, and dude, flat concrete block.
Dude,
I was stuck on a pile of freaking concrete blocks.
Hey, that
could you imagine
day-
hitting that, running in there?
dude,
I
that
would be very pissed
that,
off.
that day, high tide looked like low tide. And I go by Paul and I'm like, dude, this is high tide, dude. And
I know.
tide's going out. And he was like, yeah, I know.
I was
like-
fine. I just got off. I went too far to the right.
I was like, I'm getting the hell out of here. So then I'm back at the boat ramp, like, anybody seen Paul? Because I started getting worried. I'm waiting for your phone call, like, Rob.
No,
He come back with his pants all wet.
Yeah, I got off too far to the right where it was, where it's more shallow. I got hung up on that and had to get out and push it off. And like you
Shit
did,
happens,
went
dude.
over, pushed it over closer to the reach. I was good.
It happens, you know.
I mean, I had to hold my, not gonna lie, I had to hold my trolling motor out of the water, and then I got into like this much, like I was in like this much water. And I had to keep my motor trimmed up so high, my motor overheated. So then I had to turn the motor off, get back on the trolling motor.
Dude, I was literally waiting for the phone call. Like, he ain't getting out of there. You got out of there.
Oh,
bro.
I
I
can-
give it to you, man.
I can make it
But-
out of there.
But I was like, man, Paul's not getting out of there. He's about to call.
I'll be all right.
But no,
I
he
know-
came back, pants.
I know. I typically know when I can and can't get out of there.
Dude, it was getting low.
Well, gentlemen, I know we've gone a little bit later, and a lot of people got to get up in the morning. So
It's tournament time, baby.
I got to get this
Favorite
crap
time
off
of the
my
year
hands.
on the Upper Bay. Fall fishing.
just go to
The best
Conowingo.
fishing on the Upper Bay, fall fishing.
We're going to go crack a 20 sack tomorrow.
Yeah, you probably will, dude. I hope you do, man. Yeah, who you fishing with?
Mac.
I don't think I know him.
Yeah, he's fished Thursday nighters.
Oh, I probably
Fished
do
with
know him.
Brian in that aluminum boat. He always fished Quarry County and stuff.
Oh, yeah. So,
He's in my club. So I was going to fish with Ron, but Ron and his wife, they're going down to their beach house.
is
and-
Frank in your club?
No,
Oh,
not anymore. He used to be.
I'm surprised I'm fishing with Frank.
No, Frank's getting ready to go to
that's right,
Grand
you
Lake,
did say
so he's not fishing. So I'm fishing with Mac. Like I said, I was going to fish with Ron, but Ron couldn't make it. So I was like, hey, Mac.
It's a Chester County Open.
Yeah.
How much is it to enter?
Well, 160 with the side pot.
160 with the side pot. Chester County Open. What time is blast off?
It'll probably be about 7.
7 o'clock
take.
tomorrow. Chester County Open. Wait, I'm sure it's Anchor.
Anchor, yep.
Yeah, Anchor
Always
Marina.
is.
I'll be watching at Charlestown.
Where you
Because
go, and
I'm
then
not-
ride over that way. You don't have to deal
I
with
ain't
the
paying that
boat ride.
I ain't paying that $20 ramp fee.
I got you. I got to deal with that golf cart, dude.
I'm gonna save
What's
save
his
myself
name?
$10
Hey, anyway,
and not have
open
to
tomorrow.
deal with that BS. That BS at the boat ramp.
What's first place, or you don't know? Does it go by
Depends on how many boats.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know, you can. Yeah, I mean, it can be. I mean, probably easy, couple $1,000.
There you
for
go,
the
man.
Side pop.
Tomorrow, Brian Dyson might be. I don't see Brian Dyson.
He's
on.
not fishing.
Yeah,
He
he
asked earlier.
He fished all the Chester County Opens last year. There's something. It's a whole.
He said they sucked in the last 2, so they're not fishing.
Oh, is that what happened? Him and Tom. Hey,
I
Brian,
sucked in. I
Brian
was like,
and
yeah, I
Tom,
sucked
if
in
you
the
watch that, what's up, fellas?
I know the feeling. I sucked in the first 2.
Yeah, I fished the Ike tournament. Man, I had nothing but bad luck all year.
I sucked in the Ike tournament too.
Me too. Dude,
Me and Miles.
me and Evan
Or no, I didn't
broke
fish the Ike
down.
tournament. I fished the SFT tournament.
Me and Evan broke down at the Ike tournament.
That's all right.
Yeah. So I still got that video. I still.
But
gotta
you
post
saved
it.
somebody's life, so you know.
Right.
I got it on video. I gotta post it, dude. I really gotta post it. So.
All right, guys. Hey, good
Things
talking
happen
to
for a
everyone.
reason.
Have a good night.